Then I get my phone an airplane number so nobody clicks to call me.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Be sure to answer it on stream and be the most offensive you could be.
Okay, well, hello. We'll go ahead and start streaming. My name is Oliver Kent. It's so lovely for you to be here with us to read through Tarantella, our newest script. We'll go off first with some little introductions, and then we will get started. Unfortunately, the camera and its placement in our space is a little challenging, so a couple of people are not appearing on camera. I obviously don't appear on camera for strategic sheet purposes, but that's perfectly fine. You'll probably see folks leaning in and out of frame from time to time. So, as I said, I am Oliver, and I will be playing Azza during this live table read.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am narrator 1 for this table read.
I am Tim. I'm Chevalier and others.
Mike, I'm the accountant, diode, superior, and puppet 1.
I'm Ken. I'm narrator number 2.
Hello, I'm Michael. I'm playing Cassiel Smith.
And hello, I'm Jessica, and I am playing Mother Neptune.
I'm Angel, and I'm playing Lee.
Julia, playing Quinn.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm glad some folks are center screen and other folks get to be on the periphery.
I'm chilling back here. I'm like, hello.
Yay!
Right there.
Perfect. Well, this one is probably going to take a little bit of time, so we're going to hop right into it. So, narrator 1, take it away.
Exterior, home sweet home, balcony, twilight. Azza Jahani, an early 30s Iranian-American man, sits on the top floor balcony of a high-rise apartment building at the edge of an unnamed metropolis. He's wearing clean yet incredibly worn-in clothes. His hair looks unprofessionally cut, but his face is clean-shaven. There's a small collection of fruiting trees, chickens, and raised beds filling with growing produce. He looks over them. The sun is setting. Bright oranges, reds, and pinks wash over Azza. The colors are unnaturally saturated. His shadow is impossibly black, stretching back behind him. This world is expressionistic. Colors are rich, impossible, and bold, while shadows are blacker than black. Despite the size of the city, there is little movement. There are no cars or sounds, only the wind. As the sun sets, the shadows of the skyscrapers blot out the city below. Azza cranks the radio on a desk next to him. Mother Neptune's voice fries with the verve of a California teenager.
Love is the currency of the future, yet love is worthless to anyone but you. My love is priceless, honest.
Azza takes a sip of whiskey from a crystal glass. He looks tired, rough, like he hasn't slept in years. A deep sigh out. Another sip. Azza puts his glass down. He goes over to a large leather-bound book and flips to a section called Cassiel. He practices American Sign Language from the book, a few words here and there, a few sentences. He smiles as he does. Azza stops. He looks down at his hands. They shake.
Keep going. For him.
To know thyself is to know thy enemy. Sun Ra said that. Right? He was on the radio.
Oh, because I'm my own worst enemy, huh? The first time you've ever said anything insightful, Mama. Even if it was Sun Tzu.
Azza steps from the penthouse apartment. Interior, home sweet home. Kitchen, continuous. Azza enters the kitchen area of the penthouse suite. Mother Neptune continues drifting in from the balcony. There is a massive chalkboard with information scrawled from corner to corner. Mother Neptune, the accountant, conductors, and Leet are all circled with more information regarding these individuals branching off from them. Azza stops at the board. He finds a section called Jobs.
Ugh. Still gotta fix that damn substation outside of North End. Fuck. Leet is gonna kill us.
As always, we close with the reading.
Oh, can't fucking wait.
This one's for all the Libras.
Yeah, okay. I'm listening.
A chariot of fire will lead you towards your dreams. If you hesitate, you may miss it forever. With sweetest love, my dearest children, for those swaddled in my bosom, to those still on their pilgrimage to me, sweet dreams, Mama loves you. And remember, Safety is only 5 easy payments of 25 years of your life. Call 1-800-555-TAFT.
The roar of a helicopter overhead causes Ozza to startle. He uses his fingers to count.
They shouldn't drop supplies off for another 4 days.
Ozza rushes out of the kitchen to the balcony. Exterior, home sweet home, balcony, continuous. Ozza's eyes narrow as a helicopter on a helicopter. He looks like he's waiting for it to do something. When nothing does, he looks confused.
Why are you here?
Smoke suddenly billows from the helicopter as it spins out over the western part of the town. Ozza steps forward and holds on to the railing of the balcony as he watches the helicopter crash. A small blast of fire from the crash rips through the shadows before being swallowed by them. Ozza runs back into the apartment. Interior, home sweet home, kitchen, continues. Ozza passes through the kitchen to a door on the far end of the open concept apartment. Interior, home sweet home, Cass's room, continues. The door to Cass Smith's room, swings open. Cass is a late 20s Latino man in a similar rough shape to Ozza. A small rope from the door looped through several pulleys along the wall and ceiling tug at Cass's leg, jolting him awake. In one swift motion, he reaches under his pillow, draws a gun, and aims down the sight at Ozza. Cass rolls his eyes, lowers the gun, and flops backwards.
No falling asleep.
Ozza walks over and gives Cass a light slap on the face.
Come on, wake up.
Cass rolls over and shoves his face into the mattress. Ozza flips Cass and stares him deep in the eyes. Ozza uses broken sign language and speaks simultaneously unless otherwise noted. Cass only speaks American Sign Language.
And for this reading, Cass will just be speaking their lines. Something's up.
Not me. Come back later.
There was a crash. We gotta go.
Ozza finger spells HELICOPTER.
You're crazy. It's only been 8 days. They never send another shipment that early.
They weren't leaving anything. This was different.
Cass narrows his eyes.
We're wasting time. Get dressed.
Ozza leaves the room. Cass looks on as the door shuts and the rope tied around his ankle gives another jerk. Rubbing the sleep from his eyes, Cass swings his legs over the side of the bed, undoes the rope. Interior, home sweet home, foyer, night. The sun has set. The apartment is completely dark. Ozza and Cass meet in the foyer. They're wearing light undershirts, underwear, and thick-soled slippers. Ozza clutches the book. Ozza opens the door, and the two leave the apartment. Interior, home sweet home, top floor, continuous. Ozza and Cass pass by 6 doors on the top floor of the building. A name is written on each. The names are crossed out. They read Anya, Devin, Ju, Blake, Jamie, and Eliza. The boys reach the stairs at the end of the hall. Ozza uses a key from his pocket to open a padlock and chain across the door. They move into the stairs. It's pitch black inside. Interior, home sweet home, stairway, continuous. Cass holds a flashlight. Ozza pulls the chain tight across the opposite side of the door and locks it. They head down. Interior, home sweet home, base. Moments later. Ozza and Cass enter into the garage. Again, they string a chain across the door to the stairwell and lock it. Cass walks over to a crank highlighted by his flashlight. He turns it. After a few rotations, the lights overhead flicker on. The manual generator is revealed. The space is lit with strings of Christmas lights and stolen traffic lights. These bright colors wash over the garage. The garage is fortified into a base of operations. There's a small collection of guns and other weapons, and several sets of black backpacks with flashlights, packaged foods, and tool bags. While prepared, their stockpile is small. Cass and Ozza run over to the stations of 8 and begin putting on their outside clothes. They strip naked to change, Cass looking away as they do it, but Ozza seemingly unaware. Each has neoprene wetsuit, brightly colored vinyl raincoat, and a pair of vibrant snowboarding pants. The inseam of the pants have been modified with felt. Ozza adds a face mask. Cass puts on a hat affixed with mirrors at many angles. They both grab a bag. Ozza attaches a small tool bag to his waist. Cass loads out with a Springfield 2020 Waypoint hunting rifle and a Wilson Combat SFX pistol. SFX 9 pistol. They walk to a door at the far end of the garage. The door is surrounded by bright red lights. The light washes them out as they approach. The door is affixed with 4 padlocks.
We do this carefully. No one lost.
Ozza, there's no one left to lose.
They look at each other. They look behind them to the other cubicles of unused clothes and backpacks gathering dust.
Keep yourself safe. I'll watch your ass.
Maybe one of these days you'll let me watch your ass, huh?
Cass blushes, eyes darting. He laughs and shakes his hands.
No, I'm usually the one out of danger. Don't worry about me.
Ozza gives Cass a punch on the shoulder. He works on the padlocks. They gently remove the chain to stifle the noise. Ozza puts his hand on the knob and Cass readies his handgun. Ozza opens the door at a 45-degree angle. Cass slowly breathes out, eyes down the sight. He inspects the darkness. No sound. No movement. Cass takes a deep breath and looks to Ozza. Ozza alerts him that there is no sound by tapping his ear 3 times. Cass lowers his gun. The 2 of them enter the door. It seals shut, and the sound of the chain echoes through the empty space as they lock the door behind them. Interior, home sweet home, service tunnel, night. Ozza holds a flashlight, leads the 2 of them down into a service tunnel. The beam creates a bright white circle where it points. Impenetrable darkness surrounds everywhere else. When they get to the bottom of the stairs, there is another manual generator. Ozza cranks it several times, and the tunnel is filled with a colorful glow of Christmas lights. The tunnel is empty. An opening at the far end leads into a completely black space. They hold there, Cass aiming his rifle towards inky blackness. A rustle. Ozza taps his left ear once, Cass acknowledging it, then steps forward before taking a knee. When nothing happens, Ozza taps Cass's shoulder before moving forward. Ozza and Cass walk to the opening and press themselves against either side. Ozza shines his flashlight into the area several times, clicking it on and off as he checks corners. Cass does the same for his side of the opening. They step into the bridge. Interior, Undercity, continuous. The boys approach a power station. The power is currently turned off. Next to the power station is a turntable speakers and a collection of records. On top of the power station is a collection of power cords and power strips Frankenstein together into a wad of outlets and wires. Ozza puts a record onto the turntable and lifts the needle into place. He gives a thumbs up, and Cass flips the switch on the power station. The hum of the massive machines spring to life, and the Undercity is revealed. LEDs, Christmas lights, old traffic lights, repurposed street lamps, and the light create a twisting, almost MC Escher-esque space of pillars, skylights, stairs, archways, and shadows. The turntable comes to life, and Get Lost in the Music by Amber Lucid, or similar, echoes through the space. Speakers hum throughout, twisting hallways reverberate as the sound shifts from solely diegetic to also non-diegetic. The sound and lights bring the infected, known as puppets, still alive, and mimics, dead from their hiding places. The infected look human, some far fresher than others. All of them have semi-translucent skin. When light hits them, they shimmer, creating dancing lights on the walls and ground. A pearlescent, viscous ooze spills from their mouths. They jerk and twitch to the pulse of the music. The older ones fall apart, but the pearlescent, thick substance pulls their limbs back into place, like something is living under their skin. Their eyes flop around, but little tendrils in their eye sockets pull their eyes to look around the room. Some moan in pain, others crack with age. Ozza and Cass dart into the shadows closest to them. They are completely enveloped in the blacker than black of the shadows. The credits appear in the negative space as Ozza and Cass jump from pillar to pillar, arch to arch, hiding in the shadows they've created with a strategically placed lighting. It's a technicolor disco of shambling, glittering corpses and 2 desperate survivors. As they move, they peek their heads out of the shadows for brief moments, only that part of them visible before they're swallowed back up in the shadows again. They stop. The next shadow is far across the room with little cover, and there are several mimics spread through the room. The boys loop around the pillar, now in light, but still out of the sight of the mimics.
We should go for 3rd Avenue.
Or I shoot the one in the far corner. Sound is confusing here.
It's a risk, Cass, that'll rile them up.
You're the one who wants to get to the helicopter. 3rd Avenue is far. You want Mama or the taxman to beat us?
Ozza scratches his chin. He looks back from where they came. The mimics and puppets increasing, but more space to hide. Ozza sighs and nods his head. The boys return to the shadow. The barrel of Cass's rifle comes out of the blackness. Bang! One of the mimics at the far end of the room crumples as its head splatters. The moment it's hit, as if pressurized, the same pearlescent, milky substance that comes from their mouths rockets out of the bullet hole and exit wound, spraying all around the corpse. The gun's bang bounces around the cavernous hall. The mimics and puppets lurch to attention, their heads and limbs snapping back and forth, trying to identify where the sounds came from. Their necks and joints crack from hyperextension. The infected finally walk towards the dead one. Ozza and Cass rocket out of hiding, across the hall, and dive into cover. As they move, Cass looks back at Ozza.
See? Easy.
Eyes forward.
They wait in their shadow until the mimics disperse from the corpse and start pulsating to the beat of the next track. Exterior, east side, Undercity entrance, night. The boys push a wide grating in a side street. Ozza gets out and extends a hand. Cass takes it with a smile. Ozza returns the smile. They close the grate and exit the area. Exterior, east side, continuous. Ozza and Cass walk down the middle of the road. The sky is vibrant in blues and violets lit by the moon. The streets are washed with similar colors. Cass is constantly checking the mirrors on his hat to see behind him. He clutches his rifle. Ozza stops. He looks around them, then signs poorly, nervous.
I think the only puppet and mimics left in this area have followed us into the Undercity.
Cass watches his signs. He puts his rifle on his back and signs a statement back, but this time with proper signs.
I promise I'm trying.
I know you are, Ozza.
I think you're right, though. This city is running out of people to lose, not just us.
We're still here, Ozza.
They continue down the street. The sudden sound of gunshots. Ozza bumps Cass.
Something's happening. Gunfire.
They run toward it. Exterior, downtown, night. Downtown is littered with streetlights, creating pockets of bright light. Cameras all over the streets turn back and forth. A red record light is visible. Cass slides into cover behind a car, enveloped by its shadow. His hand extends outside the dark, telling Ozza to stop. Ozza is pressed against the support structure of a building about 100 feet away. A plastic box holding a tech device with several blinking blue lights is just in front. Mimics and puppets are all over the street. Gunfire pops off, the sound ricocheting through the streets. Cass peeks his head over the car to look in front of him. The roiling smoke from the helicopter is still far in the distance. There is a clash between one of Neptune's followers and the accountant's Minutemen. The Minutemen wear suits and wield guns. Neptune's followers wear robes with zodiac symbols on them, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, and associated symbols carved into their bodies. The Sagittarius use guns, Scorpios hold bag of pearlescent goo, and Tauruses carry melee weapons. Cass waves Ozza to his position. Ozza runs over in a crouched position. The two of them move into the alcove of the building for better angle.
What the fuck are they doing?
Cass points to the mimics and puppets swarming from multiple streets. There's at least 100 of them.
Are they after the helicopter?
Why send such a large group? Ah, shit. It's between their territory.
Terrible for them, great for us.
We use their petty squabble to take the prize before they notice.
Cass pushes Ozza to the side. Ozza crashes against the glass door of the building.
What the fuck, Cass?
A mimic grabs hold of Cass and smashes him against the wall. It opens its mouth wider, its lips ripping apart, its jaw cracking open even wider. The pearlescent ooze spills all down its front. Cass gets his foot in its stomach and shoves with everything he has. Ooze explodes out of the mimic's mouth just as Ozza jumps forward with an umbrella. The ooze hits with force and displaces all around the alcove. Before the mimic can recover, Cass signals to Ozza, pulls out his handgun, levels it, and as Ozza lowers the umbrella, he fires a shot. Like before, a pressurized jet of ooze splatters forward from the wound. Ozza and Cass duck behind the umbrella to protect themselves.
We gotta move.
Ozza points to, and the two of them scramble out of the alcove. The shot attracts the attention of other mimics and puppets close by, and they begin to clamor after them. The fresh ones run with wide and natural gaits while the corpses lurch forward and crawl across the ground, skin on their hands and knees ripping apart on the asphalt. Exterior, downtown, Market District, night. Cass fires several shots from his handgun. Each lands true, taking down several puppets. Puppet 1, from a building to the right, smashes through a window and grabs onto Ozza. Ozza's eyes growing wide as he stares into the visage of a young man. The puppet is crying and looks like he's forcing back his movements, desperate for control.
Help me, please.
His mouth rips open, his jaw growing wide. The pearlescent fluid is mixed with fresh blood. Cass' shoulder checks the puppet and it rolls to the ground. He grabs a hold of Oz's hand and pulls him away.
Don't leave me.
The fluid pulls the puppet's still bleeding jaw back into place. The tendrils behind his eyes rip them to look at fleeing Ozza and Cass. They slide to a stop when a small herd of mimics and puppets stumble around the corner of the block. They scan the area for shadows. Cass spies a manhole cover and they run to it. The herd sees them and charges. Cass squats over the cover and gets his fingers in the grooves as best he can. A pull, the cover comes loose.
Okay, together.
Pearlescent fluid splatters against the pavement next to them. They look up. The puppets are closing in. Another one vomits with high accuracy. Ozza has to deploy his umbrella. Cass uses his legs to push the cover far enough for the two of them to crawl through. He forces Ozza down first. Bang! Bang! 2 shots both in the knees of the closest puppets. The shots hit, shattering their kneecaps. Fluid explodes from the wounds as the puppets hit the ground hard.
Get fucking down here.
Ozza grabs at Cass's pants and begins to pull. Mimics have crawled closer enough to the scene that they can too vomit up some of their gunk. They swarm. Interior, sewers, continuous. Cass gets through the manhole and pulls with everything he has to set the cover back. Several fingers block him from completing the task. The fingers wiggle and reach, hyperextending. Cass looks terrified. Crushing them could mean... Cass looks down to see Ozza has reached the bottom of the service ladder. He climbs down the ladder, the monsters above frantically pulling the cover to get it open.
We've got to run east.
Cass pulls out a compass and points in the direction. The boys run as the first of the mimics flop down the service tunnel and land with a splat at the bottom. Exterior, no man's land, night. A manhole cover lifts. Oz's eyes scan the area. Clear. He pushes it up and over the lip of the service tunnel entrance. Out of the tunnel, he again reaches down for Cass's hand. Cass's hand extends out of the darkness of the tunnel and clasps Oz's hand. They stand in no man's land. The area is desolate, buildings blown out, pavement in upheaval, bullet holes and casings littering the scene. Graffiti tags in the area. A ripped billboard shows an Italian man in a fancy suit pointing to a sparkling town. It states, "Eden is your solace. Papa Eli is ready to make a deal." The roiling smoke of a helicopter is not far now.
Thanks for saving my life. Again.
Always. Well, likewise.
Cass smiles broadly at him. As it takes a deep breath in, he holds up his hands to sign protection, but with his right hand he signs a C.
No, protect is...
It's supposed to be you.
He does it again.
Cass. That's how you do it. A name sign, right?
Cass uses a mix of A and electricity.
Awesome.
You had one for all of us. I'm sorry it took me so long to come up with one for you.
Cass shakes his head and then shakes his hands, embarrassed. He points to the helicopter smoke to change the subject.
Yeah, we should go. Looks like the crash busted the power here, too.
Ozza points to the camera above them that's gone dark.
Good. Lee doesn't need to know we've been here.
Ozza nods. He notices a ghost, a person with wispy hair and zombie-like features in a window. They vanish into the building.
A ghost? This far out?
Poor thing must have gone lost on a scavenge or something.
Ozza nods and they head towards the smoke. Exterior, crash site, night. The smoldering fires of the crash cling to the buildings and surrounding brush and weeds. The vibrant reds and oranges of the flames vibrate along the structures surrounding the crash. The shadows flicker and weave, mesmerizing. Gunfire sounds off loudly behind them in the distance. The site itself is wide, with several buildings partially collapsed with the crash. One body, shredded, lays next to the crash. A few mimics and puppets are burned. Only a handful litter the site, slowly moving towards the crash. 2 men in the accountant's militia uniforms scour the area. Cass and Ozza are posted up at the far end of the crash site, behind a wall of rubble.
Why aren't there more puppets and mimics?
Mama and the taxman's fight must be distracting them.
Luck is being a little too nice.
We should steal it while we can.
Cass and Ozza move to different vantage, still far away, but now they can see a panoramic view of the sea. Cass points. Ozza moves to follow his direction. 2 people huddling near the crash, injured but alive. One is Quinn Barlow, a late 20s woman with cropped hair, intense eyes, and wearing army fatigues. With her is her superior, an older man with a high and tight haircut and deep wrinkles. Quinn is positioned behind her superior. The superior has a gun extended at the accountant's men.
Stay the fuck away from us.
A mimic squirms over the wall of rubble at Quinn, and the superior huddle behind. It lands on top of the superior.
Get off me! Get off me!
The superior struggles with the mimic as Quinn screams and falls away from them. Hell yeah. She's trapped by the wreckage. The accountant's men drew their guns but can't get a shot. The mimic hyperextends its limbs, joints cracking, tendons snapping. It wraps around the superior like a snake and locks its hands and feet, squeezing tightly. Its mouth splits open like a snake and it forces the superior's face into its mouth. It vomits the pearlescent goo with great force. Its head snaps backwards. The superior is released and begins coughing out gunk. It spills from his eyes as he collapses to the ground. It pools out of his nose and coats the ground with each cough. Bang! A shot catches the mimic and it hits the ground. Its pressurized jet of fluid spraying the rubble near Quinn. The superior screams and convulses. He recovers and swipes at his eyes, coughing, trying to force himself to vomit.
Get it out of me. I can feel it.
He turns behind him and grabs at Quinn's boots. His eyes grow wide as she kicks him away.
Barlow, fucking do something. Jesus Christ, free me.
Quinn discharges her weapon and the superior skull shatters. It splatters against the wall behind him. Already, his blood was beginning to pearlize. Silence. Only for a moment. The accountant's men descend, and Quinn raises her gun again, but the men return the gesture. Ozza and Cass slide down the wall of rubble. Ozza looks at the ground, hand to chin, eyes narrowing in thought.
She has no leverage for a deal. If the tax man gets her, she's gone.
If his men don't take it back, it's no one's word. If his men don't take her back, it's no one's word against ours.
That doesn't mean shit to the tax man. Devin,
He wouldn't play like that again. Not after our retaliation.
we can't afford to retaliate again.
Quinn streets behind them. Cass readies his rifle.
The poor people listening to this that have definitely just had that mic cracked. Sorry, I was flustered by screaming.
Quinn streets behind them. Cass readies his rifle.
You're right, as usual, but we can't let him have her either. We kill them.
Cass turns to look at Ozza. He gives a pained expression.
They're here for a reason. We need advantage over Mama and the accountant. She is our advantage.
Now one of the accountant's men screams. Ozza and Cass pop up from cover to see 3 mimics attacking the Minutemen. One of them receives the same fate as his superior.
Kill the other Minuteman and lead the mimics away. I'll get the soldier. Meet at home away from home. Maneuver 7, by the book. Got it?
Cass carefully watches Ozza sign and lips. Ozza produces the book, flips to home away from home, and Cass studies the section. He grits his teeth, aims, breathes out, and pulls the trigger. The second Minuteman crumbles to the ground. Cass runs from cover and waves his arms at the mimics. They turn their attention from the Minutemen they are attacking. Cass yells wildly as he charges past them. The other mimics and puppets that were approaching follow after Cass. Ozza waits until all the infected have left the area. He approaches Quinn. She raises her gun again, wild, desperate.
It's dangerous to use a gun here. Besides, I'm trying to help you.
I'm not deaf.
He notices that he's signing and laughs.
My partner is, though.
The guy running off like a madman?
That would be Cass. We have shelter nearby.
Did you kill that other man?
Ozza looks behind him. The Minutemen lay in his own blood.
His boss's rules are complex and dangerous. Trust me, we saved you.
You murdered him. You think I should thank you?
Ozza holds up his hands. He laughs and his demeanor changes.
Listen, we're the best option you've got here. I won't prove it to you because I don't want you to ever meet the other options. You're gonna have to trust me.
I don't!
Hey, shush! You're gonna bring the mimics and the puppets back.
Quinn's brow peaks, confused.
If you come with me, I'll explain. Your other option is figure this place out by yourself, and you'll die before that happens, or worse.
Asa points to the Superior's corpse. Quinn doesn't move.
Jesus, you can distrust me all you want. I can treat your wounds and let you on your merry way. Or you can wait for Mama's flock or the Minutemen to come and find you. They won't give a fuck about you or how you're feeling.
Asa points down to the Minutemen behind him.
Did he seem like he was interested in having a conversation with you? At least I'm reasonable, right?
Quinn looks at the Minutemen's corpse. She slowly nods.
I'm Azza. What's your name?
Quinn. Barlow.
The infected Minuteman convulses wildly behind Asa.
You need to shoot him.
I've never shot anyone before.
Asa extends a hand for her gun. Quinn looks at his hand, then the gun. She stands, hands the gun to Asa, and Asa walks over the Minuteman. He claws Asa's boots. Asa holds the gun over his head. He starts to breathe heavily. The gun wavers. Asa grits his teeth, closes his eyes. The pop scares him. When he looks down, the pearlescent blood pools around the wound in the Minuteman's head.
Have you shot anyone before?
A few. Cass protects me from it.
Asa hands the gun back to Quinn.
None of us liked guns, and it's too dangerous to get close, but Cass could do it. He looks out for us. Well, I guess just me now.
In the distance, robed figures turn the corner towards the crash site.
Fuck. Mama's acolytes.
Asa grabs a hold of Quinn and drags her away from the scene.
Where are we going?
A safe house. Now do what I say and keep your head down.
Quinn rips herself from Asa's grasp. Asa looks back at her.
I don't need you to drag me.
Asa nods and continues in the direction he was heading. Quinn takes a look behind her at the reds and oranges of the crash. Towards Asa, blue and black. Quinn runs after Asa. Exterior. Home away from home. Night. Asa stops in the front of a small apartment building. It's unassuming. There aren't any chains across the door or anything. Quinn comes up to a stop next to Asa. She's breathing heavily, clearly sweating. Asa looks over at her.
I thought soldiers were supposed to be in shape.
I'm a scientist, not a grunt.
Asa scrunches his face.
What? It's just the way it is.
It always is, isn't it? It was hypocritical for me to think otherwise. Sorry.
Why do you say that?
People are their uses here. I'd say it's a similar philosophy.
Asa pulls the book and flips to Home Away from Home.
It's over there.
Asa walks over to the side of the building. There are 3 doors. He walks to the middle door, which has a numerical keypad. It's battery operated. He pulls 2 batteries from his pack and slots them in the door.
You've got this figured out.
It's been 3 years in hell. You want to survive, you figure it out.
Obscuring the pad, Asa inputs numbers. The lock opens.
I'm not going to steal your code.
You don't trust me, I have no interest in trusting you. Simple. Let me know when you change your mind. Maybe I'll change mine.
Quinn stops, obviously hurt. Asa pulls the door open after removing the batteries. They enter a darkened stairwell. Interior. Home away from home. Entrance. Continuous. Quinn immediately goes to the stairs, but Asa grabs her.
Wait!
Quinn stops in her tracks and looks down. There's a thin piece of wire next to her feet.
I said follow me.
You trapped this place?
Of course. I don't know what outside looks like now, but you're trapped in here with us. Follow the rules.
Quinn rips away from Asa again. She straightens out her fatigues.
I've just been in a helicopter crash and now I'm stuck here. Would some empathy kill you?
Asa laughs at her.
Says the person I'm trying to help. Have you considered me bringing you here an act of empathy? Could have left you out there with the mimics and the puppets.
I'm starting to think those other men were the better choice.
Want me to open the door? I'm happy to let you find out.
Quinn narrows her eyes at him, crosses her arms, looks at the door, but stays firmly planted.
All right then. Skip the 1st, 4th, and 7th step.
Asa moves to the front in front of Quinn and does what he said. Quinn follows after him.
What did the tripwires do?
Probably lop off your leg. I don't actually remember. Zhu set them all up. She was really into a certain series of horror films, so I don't know I'd ever really want to see what they do.
Quinn looks behind her as Asa opens the 2nd floor door. Interior. Home away from home. Night. Home away from home is a rundown space with old furniture, a gas hot plate, books, a turntable, and speakers, and another one of those little boxes that was near Asa in downtown. Asa drops his pack and removes his outer layer of clothing.
Quite a look you've cultivated.
It's kept us alive so far.
I've never actually seen them up close before, just samples in a lab. Jesus, what they did to them.
Asa shrugs. He goes over to the turntable and selects a record. He puts on About Work the Dance Floor by Georgia, or similar. The turntables run. He lowers the volume.
You have power?
All over downtown, yeah. I helped set up half of it with the boys from Electric Town. Trying to completely shut off a city could disrupt an entire power grid. We just had to get everything back up and running.
Asa sets the speaker so they press up against the floor.
What are you doing?
So Cass knows we're here. We can't call out to him, but he can feel the bass.
Asa takes out a cell phone, a 3-year-old model. He opens up a messaging app and texts.
You can text?
Yeah, through dead letters. Lee thinks he's so poetic. So long as one of these black boxes are around, you have proper permission, you can connect to our version of the internet. It's a closed server or whatever. I don't really know how it works. It's really only good for calls and messages and file sharing. Anything that wasn't on the server before it was set up doesn't work, and we can't connect to the internet outside.
How the hell?
You'd have to ask Lee. I'm just an electrical engineer.
Asa finishes his message and hits send. It's a description of the traps. It's followed by delete this message immediately. Cass's name is at the top of the chat log. Asa deletes his own messages.
You want some coffee? Water?
Quinn shakes her head. Asa sets up the stove for coffee.
So, why are you here?
They needed someone to come in and get samples from patient 0. I volunteered.
I hate to break it to you, but patient 0 was 3 years ago. How the hell do you plan to track them down? Shouldn't some random mimic or puppet work fine enough?
Why do you call them that?
Puppets are alive. It takes the amoeba a while to take you out completely, so you're just a walking meat bag. When it does kill you, the amoeba tries to pretend it's still alive.
We have plenty of samples from mimics and puppets from the exclusion zone. They've mutated. The samples aren't viable for the work I'm doing.
Which is?
A cure. There are a lot of coastal cities. We know the original amoeba came ashore here, but there's no way there's only one. We're thinking rising ocean temperatures could bring more to the surface.
Wait, a cure? We could leave?
Asa stops making the coffee. Quinn grimaces.
There is no plan to lift the exclusion zone, even after a cure.
The water boiling on the stove breaks Asa's destroyed look. He finishes making his coffee. A stir at the end of the room. Quinn pulls her gun and points it at the door. Cass walks in with his hands up.
You're okay. That's a relief.
Asa walks across the room and attempts to hug Cass. Cass stops him, pointing at Asa's wetsuit.
Oh, yeah.
It's clear Asa is crying. Cass looks past Asa and at Quinn with angry look.
What did you do?
Quinn shakes her head.
I don't know what that means.
Cass takes a step forward. Asa catches him.
I thought freedom was in reach. A lapse in judgment.
Quinn's eyebrow peaks. A sly smile spreads across her face. Cass narrows his eyes.
Maybe we can help each other. You're right. I don't know how to navigate here, but you two do. You help me, maybe I can get you out of here.
What do you mean?
If I get the sample, the government will want it. This excursion was months in the making. It will take them time to plan another one.
So if we find the sample first...
And a way to communicate that we have it to my commander, I may be able to barter you out of the city.
Asa quickly signs a few things to Cass. Cass again glances, unconvinced at Quinn.
This could be our chance, Cass.
Only a crazy person would want to stay here.
Sure, if you think it'll work.
Fine, but step 1 is confirming that we can get out.
Quinn hides her frustration.
Oh, yeah, totally. I certainly wouldn't want to put you in a compromising position for nothing, especially since you're doing so much for me.
Asa, blinded in happiness, turns to Cass.
This could work, Cass. We could be free. We could get outside.
I think we should be careful about how.
We'll do it.
Cass looks dejected.
How do we contact your commander?
Quinn holds up a powerful-looking radio.
The helicopter has satellite radio, so we'll need to get the signal outside the exclusion zone.
Asa again signs a few things to Cass.
Asa, the exclusion zone is 300 miles. How do you expect to broadcast that far?
We talked to Leet. He's got to know. We also need to get you new clothes. People can't know you're with the military.
Cass hasn't taken his eyes off Quinn. She stares back.
Okay, so back to home sweet home, change of clothes, resupply, then we train to Electric Town. Easy.
What happened to taking things slow, making sure no one's lost? We're moving fast here, Asa.
Asa waves his hand.
We have to seize this opportunity, Cass. We might not get another one.
Asa switches off the record player and resets the space. He gets his gear back on.
You made coffee. You aren't going to drink it?
We gotta get moving.
Cass scowls.
We don't waste, Asa.
Cass turns to Quinn. Quinn shrugs her shoulders at him. She looks down at her boots with a smug smile on her face.
Seize the opportunity, Cass.
Cass walks across the room and squats in front of her. She looks at him. He points to his eyes, then to his mouth.
I don't know what you want.
He's asking you to look at him when you speak.
You won't learn my language, so it's the least you can do.
Cass heads to the door. Quinn looks like somehow she knows exactly what he meant by his comment.
Don't mind him. He's overprotective.
Asa heads for the door, and Quinn, hesitant, follows. Exterior, east side, morning. The sun rises by the time Asa, Cass, and Quinn reach the east side entrance to the Undercity. Again, Asa and Cass are fine while Quinn heaves, out of breath. Cass holds up a hand as he looks down the alleyway to the Undercity entrance. His face scrunches in disgust.
Bloat.
Asa looks around him. A bloat is covering the entrance to the Undercity. A bloat is a mass of mimics and puppets that have been entangled and fused together. They are an undulating mass of limbs, mouths, pus. The mouths vomit up pearlescent goo in random directions.
Oh, what the fuck is a bloat doing here?
It's moving north, as usual.
Jesus Christ!
Asa snaps a look at Quinn, who is now looking up over Cass and Asa, Scooby-Doo style. Cass, noticing Asa, looks back confused at Quinn. Asa snaps back to the bloat. He pushes Cass's head back to the bloat. Every head on the bloat stares at them.
Fucking run!
Asa moves back so quickly he pushes Quinn to the ground. She slams against the pavement, dazed. Cass follows Asa, but turns after a few steps, realizing Quinn's on the ground. Cass watches Asa make it about 200 feet away. Then he turns back to Quinn, still on the ground. He grits his teeth. Cass runs for Quinn and pulls her up with all of his strength. As he gets to her feet, the bloat, using every arm and leg it has to push itself forward, blasts through the alleyway and skids to a stop in front of Cass and Quinn. Its mouths are vomiting goop everywhere. In the morning sun, it shimmers like a disco ball, casting rainbow lights against the ground and the buildings. Cass pulls Quinn as the bloat crashes after them with haste.
I can't run anymore.
Cass cannot hear her or communicate with her.
I can't go any further.
Cass keeps pulling her. The bloat is gaining. Cass is looking for something, anything to help.
I don't want to fucking die here.
Cass is wild. His eyes dart to the side like a madman. The bloat is only about 15 feet away now. The vomit is nearly enough to soak through Quinn's fatigues. Then Cass sees it. Out of the corner of his eye, his head looks up to Asa on the electrical pole. Asa breathes out as he pulls back on his wrench. A transformer on the pole lets loose from the wood and swings down on a live wire. It explodes with a loud pop as it hits the bloat and surges with electricity. Asa loosens his belt on the pole and hits the ground hard into a roll. He clambers behind a car and pops an umbrella. Cass throws Quinn behind a battered concrete blockade. He covers her with his body and pops an umbrella over them as well. The bloat vibrates with electricity before popping. Ooze splatters everywhere, body parts becoming dislodged. Pieces and goop rain down on Asa, Cass, and Quinn. Quinn looks up at Cass suspiciously as he moves from his position. She speaks to him, but he's looking away.
Why did you do that?
Quinn pulls on his pant leg and Cass turns around.
Thank you.
Cass nods.
I won't let you hurt him.
Again, Quinn looks at him like she knows what he said. She turns away.
I'm getting out of here with the sample any way that I can.
Cass squats in front of her and points to his eyes and mouth.
Don't you want to leave?
Cass smiles at her and sighs.
You might as well call me crazy.
Cass stands and walks to Asa. It's clear they are having an intense discussion, while Quinn stays back and thinks.
What the fuck do I do if HQ doesn't play ball with them? And his fucking partner, he's too much of a liability.
Yo, we're almost there.
Quinn turns to see that Asa is approaching. Cass looks on from where they had their conversation.
Next time, maybe don't freak out about the bloat.
I've never seen anything like it before. Sorry, it was shocking.
I get it, but not keeping it to yourself almost got us killed. And I'd maybe stay away from Cass for a bit. He's not quite himself today.
Quinn nods. A sudden thought. She turns away.
It's because he's jealous.
What?
He thinks I'm going to take you away. I think he wants to stay.
Please. He just wants to be careful. You don't know Cass.
It's starting to feel like you don't either, so maybe we just get through this quickly and forget we ever even got involved with each other.
Asa turns to look at Cass. Cass looks towards them with disdain.
His indecision could hurt your chances of getting out of here.
His indecision saved your life.
Quinn returns to look at Asa.
I'm just telling you to keep your eye on the prize. Are you willing to sacrifice your freedom for him? Which way?
Asa, suspicious, points behind him. They walk to the alleyway entrance to the Undercity. Interior, home sweet home, base. Morning. The chain rumbles from behind the door. Cass and Asa pull the door open. Quinn enters, and then they shut and lock it. Cass and Asa head to a far corner. Asa waves Quinn over. Asa and Quinn stand back, and Cass stands under what looks like a makeshift chemical shower. He pulls a string, and water pours over him.
It smells like a fucking jacuzzi.
It's from the indoor pool upstairs. Anya read somewhere that brain-eating amoebas can't live in pools, so we've done this ever since.
Cass gets out of the shower. He dries. Asa goes next, then he stands next to Cass.
Stand there for 1 minute. Make sure you get completely wet.
This isn't how chlorination works.
It's better than nothing.
Quinn coats herself in water. When Cass stops stripping, he goes to hang up his clothes on a laundry line. He strips. Quinn covers her eyes.
I don't need to see that.
You get used to it.
Asa goes to change. Quinn catches Cass looking at Asa. A smile slips across her face when she sees him look away, bashful.
He's not jealous.
Asa looks over at her.
This again?
He's in love with you.
Cass doesn't realize they're talking about him.
He isn't in love with me.
Oh yeah? Ask him then. He just sneaked a peek at you.
We have rules here. You are your use, nothing more.
Ha, tell him that.
Cass shoves Asa. Asa looks back.
What?
What? What? Are you talking about me like I'm not even here?
Our new friend here thinks you're in love with me.
Cass's eyes widen. He blushes. His eyes drift to Quinn.
Which is crazy. Right, Cass?
Quinn hides a smile. She immediately adjusts, unreadable as Cass approaches her, and Asa follows. Cass stands right in front of her, but Quinn turns to look at Asa as she speaks.
I have an important mission to complete, and I'm offering a solution to being trapped. I have no interest in petty quarrels when they lower my chances of success.
Cass angrily points at his eyes, then his mouth. Quinn looks at Cass.
You either want to leave or you get out of the way.
Asa steps next to Cass and puts a hand on his shoulder.
You want to leave, don't you, Cass?
Cass pushes Asa away, gets changed, and uses his key to enter the stairs. He drops the chain and the padlock at the door.
If you want out of here, you better cut him loose.
If you want out of here, we need his skill set. I don't know what your problem is, but maybe you're the one that needs to fucking figure it out.
Asa walks to the door leading up to the penthouse.
You know, the outside has left us in here to die for the last 3 years. Maybe I should kill you right now and see if the rest of the world gets to burn like us.
Quinn takes a step back.
I thought you were good people.
I just said we were your best option. Don't think for a second we saved you out of the goodness of our hearts.
Quinn looks around her, inside the belly of the beast.
Feeling a little caged in?
Sweat appears at Quinn's temples.
I recommend the 4th cubby. The underclothes should be your size. I'm giving you 5 minutes before I lock the door. Better figure your shit out quick.
Asa takes the chain from the ground and shuts the door to the stairs behind him. Interior, home sweet home. Top floor, morning. Cass stands in front of Anya's door. He opens it and walks inside. Interior, home sweet home. Anya's room, continuous. The room is painted in a floral pink. Everything is perfectly placed. There are gardening magazines everywhere. Gardening tools are at the foot of the bed. Cass sits on Anya's bed. He begins to cry. Cass shakes his head, laughs. He wipes his eyes and walks over to the dresser across from him. There is a small tree figurine and a letter addressed to Mom and Dad. His fingers touch the front of the envelope.
I'll get him out of here. I'll get you all out of here. I promise.
Interior, home sweet home. Top floor, morning. Asa lets Quinn in. He locks the door behind him. Quinn looks at the names on the doors. She stops at Devin's door.
He's the reason you should be afraid of the taxman.
Who's that?
The accountant, leader of Eden. We felt like he cheated us for some of our work, so we cheated him on a request. He's all about fair deals. Devin was a plumber. It was his job. The accountant gave us a deal. Devin, or all of us. Devin took one for the team and went with the accountant's Minuteman. We never saw him again.
Maybe he's...
No, he's not. You play by the rules here, Quinn, or you don't get to play anymore. We destroyed a water main in Eden. The accountant only played fair since, but we sacrificed something very important.
Asa walks Quinn to a door and opens it into a bathroom.
You can use this bathroom. Take a shower if you'd like, but you only get 3 minutes. Set a timer.
Quinn nods and heads into the bathroom. Asa sets a timer on his watch and walks away. Interior, home sweet home. Kitchen, continuous. Asa rounds the corner to find Cass standing in front of their chalkboard. He's written out a list of favors underneath each of the main players in the city. He's also listed out several hospital names and 2 libraries. Asa approaches and touches Cass on the shoulder. He turns to look at Asa.
What are you doing, Cass?
There are hospitals in the area. I know 2 libraries and parts of the city that still have power. So maybe we can look for their local papers or something to narrow down where the first patient went.
I thought you didn't want to leave.
I don't. So I'm going to get you and everyone else out of the city.
I'm not leaving without you.
You want this, Asa. Take it.
Asa looks conflicted.
I think we should talk about what happened downstairs.
I don't. I broke the rules. I'll deal with it.
So you do love me?
Cass doesn't respond, but he doesn't move away.
When did this happen? Why didn't you say something?
You aren't. It's not like it would have worked out between us.
Asa approaches, but Cass steps away.
Cass.
Asa's watch beeps.
Cass, come on.
Do you love me? Yes or no? It's as simple as that.
Asa stops. The beeping on his watch continues. He leaves the conversation. Interior, home sweet home. Bathroom, continuous. Asa bursts into the bathroom. Quinn screams.
Ah, what the fuck are you doing?
Asa reaches into the shower and turns off the water off.
I haven't finished washing my hair.
I said 3 minutes. Our building has quad filtration from the coffee shop that used to be on the ground floor. Every fucking time we use water, we use up those filters. So when I said 3 fucking minutes, I meant 3 fucking minutes. We don't know if that shit is in the water supply. We don't know when we're going to run out of filters. So we have to follow the book because Devin isn't fucking here to help us anymore. Got it?
When Quinn doesn't answer, Asa leaves the bathroom. Home sweet home is silent. Quinn opens the shower curtain and grabs a towel from the rack nearby. She shakes as she wipes herself off, close to tears. She startles and looks up. Cass stands in the doorway. He tilts his head back for her to follow him. She does. Interior, home sweet home. Cass's room. Night. Cass pushes the door open to his room. Quinn, wrapped in her towel, looks on as he gestures for her to enter. She finally looks at him to speak.
This is your room.
Cass shakes his head and points at Quinn. She steps inside. Cass remains in the doorway. Quinn puts her clothes on the bed and looks back to Cass.
I don't understand.
Have you cared for someone so much you'd do anything for them?
I don't know what you're saying.
You're right. I do love them. I've loved them ever since we first bumped into each other and the day this world stopped and they locked us down in here. If you ever loved someone like that, you'd understand.
Cass points to the bed, pretends to sleep, then points at Quinn. He shuts the door as he leaves. Interior, home sweet home, Asa's room, night. The sun has set. Asa sits in his well-kept room. He has a shrine with a voltage meter and a letter to my family.
Why wouldn't you come with us?
Asa walks over to his dresser. He picks up a picture with himself, his mother, father, brother, and sister. It is an austere photo.
Would you be proud of me now? Do you even still think I'm alive?
Asa focuses in on his dad. His eyes tear up.
What if I brought him home to you? Would you be willing to change? Am I? Could I even admit it? I always tried to be perfect. Well, now I know what it means to fight for family. Would you fight for me if I came back to life?
Asa stifles a sob. The picture drops from his hand. Exterior, home sweet home. Balcony, morning. Asa steps outside. The book is open on a table near the fruiting trees. The pinks and the oranges of the morning light the pages. Cass is tending the vegetables, his back to Asa. Asa reaches out to Cass, but he hesitates. So close, but so far away. Asa finally taps Cass's shoulder. Cass turns.
Can I help?
Cass shrugs her shoulders.
I'd like to apologize for how I treated you yesterday. Speaking without you knowing, ignoring your important question.
It's okay, Asa. I understand.
No, it was inexcusable. The truth is, well,
Asa looks at his feet. Cass, concerned, stoops to meet him.
your question, yes or no, It is simple, but it's also terrifying.
What are you saying, Ozzy?
Quinn opens the door to the balcony. Ozzy looks pained, like he so desperately wants to talk, but now he really can't.
Am I interrupting something?
Is she Elsa?
They look at each other longingly. Ozzy turns and walks over to feed the chickens. Cass looks at Quinn and shakes his head. Quinn goes to the book and flips through it. The pages are dense. It has location names and tabs for each of the members of Home Sweet Home. It is Jamie's section.
So everyone put their skill set in this book?
Yeah, Jaime was a farmer. He got caught here during the farmer's market. He and Anya made sure we had food year-round. Made it so we didn't have to rely on the military drops as much.
You actually still do those? They say it on the news, but I never believed that.
Every 12 days. The drops are randomized around the city. What isn't stolen by Mama and the taxman are taken by the rest of us. Anya and Jaime fed us. Elisa kept us alive. Zhu and Cass protect us. Devin and I helped with infrastructure, and Blake found all the information we needed.
And I'm a microbiologist here to save the world.
Cass laughs. Quinn approaches him, but Ozzy gets between them.
Don't laugh at me.
Aim a little lower then.
We may not like it, but the three of us are stuck together.
For now.
Ben, let's just get this over with.
Ozzy scowls at Cass. Cass scoffs and crosses his arms.
We leave right after chores. Remember, you being a microbiologist is the only thing that matters. Fail to perform, and we cut you loose.
If he failed to perform, would you cut him loose?
If we didn't cut him loose, in 3 years, I think you know the answer to that. You, I know nothing about.
Quinn returns inside while Ozzy and Cass finish their chores. Ozzy turns the radio on. Mother Neptune show plays.
Beauty is birthed by the body. Purity is a reflection of the soul. Trust in me. All your dreams can come true. Believe in no one but me. I am freedom. Flock to me.
Ozzy shuts the radio off in a huff.
This is our one shot at freedom, Cass. Real freedom, not feigned protection from Mama and the taxman.
When you're something important, valuable, it's hard to give up.
Ozzy watches Cass as he re-enters the apartment. Interior, Home Sweet Home, base, morning. Ozzy, Cass, and Quinn come out the door into the base. Ozzy and Cass are vigorously arguing in only sign language.
She has to wear Elisa's clothes.
I don't want her to, Ozzy. Those are Elisa's.
You don't think I know that?
The least you could do is tell me what you're saying, Ozzy.
Ha! Now you know how I feel.
Ozzy directs Quinn to the same cubby where she got her undergarments from. Ozzy speaks in signs again.
Cass continues to be difficult. Regardless of his tantrum, you can use Eliza's belongings.
So he doesn't want me to be a part of your little club.
Do you want to be Quinn?
Quinn eyes Ozzy up and down. She sees Cass staring at her.
No, I wouldn't. We're getting out of here as soon as possible.
That's why he doesn't want you wearing her clothes. Just keep your head about you and do as we say.
Quinn nods as she looks over the clothes. Exterior, 3rd Avenue, morning. Quinn, Ozzy, and Cass push open the grating to the 3rd Avenue under-city entrance, all three in full protective gear.
Cass, I trust you, even if you're...
Cass shakes his head and gets out of the grating first. They cross the street to a set of stairs going back down into blackness. The words Subway are written over the entrance. Interior, 3rd Avenue station entrance, continuous. Ozzy pulls a set of keys from his backpack. They are old, ornate. He finds one that's labeled and opens the partition leading into the station. Quinn suddenly grabs Ozzy, startling him. She's pointing up to a building to an empty window.
I just saw a person up there.
You saw a ghost. They're scavengers. Honestly, we don't really know if any of them are still alive or actually ghosts.
How do I survive out here?
Ozzy gets the trio through the partition and locks it.
Some starve, some waste away, some end up with Mama and the taxman. That's why they keep advertising Flower Town and Eaton. If there are people to exploit, they'll do it.
Interior, 3rd Avenue station platforms, continuous. Ozzy and Cass lead Quinn down to the platform. The platform is spotless, and the lights hum overhead. Outside of the light is the impenetrable blackness. Several posters for Eden are plastered on the wall. All of them say, "Let's make a deal." Cass walks over to a light onto the side of the platform and pulls the cord down. A vibrant red light disrupts the color on the platform, washing it in a pink color.
You even have subways?
The conductors run it. They fucking love trains.
Interior, 3rd Avenue station platforms. Later. Ozza sits on the stairs where they came in. Quinn studies the posters. There's a small speaker box under them. Quinn pushes the button.
Eden is only one deal away. Shake hands with your destiny.
Cass cleans his guns. Ozza and Quinn perk up. Cass reaches down and touches the ground. He turns to look. The train approaches the platform. The lead conductor, a woman in her early 20s with red hair and old-timey conductor's uniform, steps out and turns the red light off.
Where are you heading?
Electric Town.
Oh, you're in luck. I'm sending some electric boys to the north end.
He reaches into his bag and pulls out several fresh apples. The lead conductor takes them. They board the train. Interior, subway car, continuous. Cass goes and sits by the window and looks out. Asa stands near where Quinn sits down.
So they run the trains underground all day because they like it?
The lead conductor stops by them on the way to the controls.
What? You don't enjoy doing something just to enjoy it?
Quinn shakes her head.
How sad. Then how do you find joy?
The lead conductor shuts the door to the control room and the train lurches forward. Quinn laughs at Cass's wonder as he stares out the window.
He's from a commune, so he still finds public transportation novel.
Wish that could be me.
I don't know. His mom left. His dad was a religious nut that locked him away 90% of the time. Shooting was the only thing that got him out. Contests and all that. Then his dad gambled all the winnings away.
How did he end up here?
He was here a week before they enacted the exclusion zone. He was working at the cafe in the bottom of the building we holed up in. He saved my life that day.
Quinn looks back over at Cass. He has a slight smile on his face as the lights in the tunnel cascade through the window.
You know Cassiel Smith?
Quinn thinks, then nods her head slowly.
Vaguely. Something about the Olympics or something, right? I remember memes about him.
Ozza points to Cass.
Gold medalist, actually. We were all someone once. Not anymore. His medal is in his room. Wrestled it away from his dad before he could pawn it off.
The train comes to a stop. The doors open. There is no one on the platform. Quinn looks out at the emptiness.
Even at 4 a.m. on a Tuesday, my subway has someone getting off and on.
The doors shut. Her reflection were present in the glass of the door, staring back at herself. The train moves forward.
How do you find joy, Quinn?
Quinn narrows her eyes at him. Ozza cracks a cold smile. Exterior, Electric Town, outskirts, day. The three walk down an abandoned street. In the distance is Electric Town, a walled-off part of the city with flashing lights and billboards with anime, UFC, and porn adverts.
Yeah.
ET is written across the gates into Electric Town. Minutemen guard the entrance, and several patrol the area.
If anyone asks, you're a ghost. You've been here the whole time.
Cass signs several things and runs ahead.
We found you soon after Anya died. Don't say anything more.
One of the Minutemen passes by with an assault rifle. As Ozza and Quinn approach, one of the billboard ads turns graphic.
Am I in danger?
Always. Stick close to me and we'll make it out all right.
They catch up with Cass. As they do, the gates to Electric Town open. The gates swiftly shut behind them. Exterior, Electric Town, continuous. Electric Town is bustling with people, all of them young men between 18 to 35. Some are wearing graphic tees and jeans, others are in slacks and button-downs. All of them wander the streets with phones and laptops in their hands.
There are people.
Others lived in walled districts like this. Electric Town is built in the tech startup area of the city before it went into exclusion.
So it's just a bunch of tech bros?
Ozza nods. He waves Quinn along as they walk through the busy streets. There are small shops run by remote-controlled robots. There are pilots sitting close by. There's a stock exchange, but the only thing on the board are different memes that someone is moving up and down while other bros cheer and boo. Quinn stops when she sees several people in strange, intricate garb wander in a line down the streets. Even the bros get out of the way. Ozza reaches for Quinn, but stops. She sees this. He instead gestures for her to step aside.
Electric Town is protected by Mother Neptune and the accountant. It's considered neutral, but you still have to watch your back. They're always watching, and they always report back.
The three enter into a building not far off. Interior, Electric Town, Diode Den, continuous. They enter an electronics shop. It's stuffed with gadgets of all shapes and sizes. The shop is run by Diode, a 50-year-old middle manager-looking type with a bald head. He has on a pair of specs while tinkering with a small contraption.
What the fuck do you want? You still haven't checked the substation in North End, and we just sent some boys out there for work.
I know. Maybe if you let me speak with Lee, I can work it out.
You don't talk to Lee. You talk to me. Been 3 years, kid. Fucking figure it out.
Gas slams a piece of paper down on the table. It has an original meme on it. It's an early Rage comic. Diode stops. His glasses slide down. He looks at Cass as he speaks. He maintains facing towards Cass during the conversation, but often looks to Ozza.
Where the fuck did you get that?
Eliza got it from an EB in the field. She saved his life.
What'd he say?
He said it's genuine.
Diode looks at the piece of paper, studying the ink lines.
These lines are from Leeds HP DeskJet 842C.
We want a meeting.
I can get him on the phone.
No, a meeting.
Diode slides his glasses up his nose and clutches the paper.
It's never happened before.
Then make it happen, Diode.
Diode admires the meme.
This could crash the whole meme economy. I could retire back into middle management.
Cass gently pulls the paper from Diode's hands. Diode gasps.
Fine, I'll see what I can do. Well, wait, who the fuck is that? Eliza, Shui, and Anya are fucking dead.
Cass and Ozza flinch. Quinn perks up, nervous.
I'm a ghost.
Ozza looks over at her, slightly impressed.
I never met those people.
Diode narrows his eyes.
You look pretty healthy for a ghost. Must have been a lucky little phantom you. I'll watch who you hang out with.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Diode nods. He picks up a phone in front of him, dials, and then turns around, mumbling into the receiver.
I'll work on the meeting. If you have other business, I recommend doing it while you wait.
Ozza gives a wave, and the three of them head to the door. Exterior, Electric Town, Central Square, day. The three enter Electric Town Central Square, a large space with several video billboards that have been replaced with complex, agile sprint Kanban boards. Tech bros clutch printed memes as they watch different employee IDs get attached to tasks in the backlog, which move to the time box. A woman at the front of the square shouts over a loudspeaker, announcing changes and assignments. Occasionally, the billboards show ads for Eden or Neptune's beauty products. The electric boys scream and jeer at assignments. Some haggle with each other, passing memes back and forth before rushing forward, announcing their deals to the speaker.
I love this so much.
Oh, they're just printed memes.
Yet they have value. Amazing what people will do to cling to order.
Cass taps Ozza on the shoulder and points to a younger black woman at the far end of the central square. Aside from the speaker, she is the only other woman in the square. She stares at them before walking into the crowd, disappearing. Cass takes off after her, pushing through electric boys as he gets to where the woman was. He spies her down a side street and waves back to Ozza to follow. Cass continues after her. As Ozza and Quinn are about to leave, a man grabs Quinn and pulls her back. She turns and is met with her reflection in the pair of aviator sunglasses. Ozza pushes himself between Quinn and Chevalier, a broad, handsome man in his early 40s. His hair is slick, and his suit is perfectly pressed. Chevalier smiles at Ozza. His teeth are filed to points.
Looks like I caught you without your little angel.
What are you doing here, Chevalier?
Following a missed bill, and then I noticed you and your new friend.
He gets uncomfortably close to Quinn and smiles wide. His teeth are bleached white.
I'm
None of your concern. Tell the accountant we say hello, but don't have anything outstanding.
Chevalier reaches into his coat. Zip ties with other people's teeth glued to them dangle around inside. Quinn recoils. Chevalier notices. He points to one of the ties.
You know who these belong to?
Oz's general alertness at Chevalier shifts. His gaze meets Chevalier's glasses. the fanged smile wider than ever.
I've been saving this one for you. I know in my heart of hearts my dreams will come true.
Ozza takes a step back, tears in his eyes, jaw quivering. Chevalier pulls out a notebook. He cracks it open, looks through it, smiles, and replaces it.
So you don't, though I'm sure we'll be running into each other again.
He points off towards the direction Cass ran.
You're running after Cassio? Don't let me stop you any longer.
Ozza and Quinn step away from Chevalier, swept into the crowd of electric boys. Quinn looks back just as they're leaving the square. Chevalier is staring at her, smiling. Exterior, Electric Town, back alley, continuous. Ozza and Quinn catch up with Cass. He looks exasperated.
Where the hell were you?
We got caught by Chevalier.
Cass looks deadly serious. Ozza shakes his head. Cass relents and leads them down the alley to an inconspicuous doorway. Interior, Electric Town, Leet's Den, continuous. They enter into an apartment building. The hallways are filled with TV screens and VCRs, all recording. It's CCTV footage of nearly every corner of the city. Quinn stops at footage of Chevalier in the square. He's putting zip ties around someone. Ozza breaks her focus.
Don't think about him. Whoever he is, he's gone now.
They climb the stairs. Apartment doors are opened, and these too are completely filled with TVs and VCRs, all recording. They follow the path until they reach a door at the far end of a hallway that's shut. It says, Office. Ozza and Cass look at each other before Ozza knocks. The door opens, revealing the woman from the streets. Her hair is in a natural style, and her makeup is on point. This is Leet.
Took you fucking long enough.
Sorry, but who are you?
The person you wanted to meet?
I thought you said Leet was a man.
Holy shit, good for her.
Leet cocks a hip and looks perturbed.
I made all the women middle managers here, and you think this enterprise was run by a man? Glad to hear even you two are sexist pricks.
To be fair, Shui, Eliza, and Anya also thought you were a man.
Hate to break it to you, but women can be sexist too. Look at her. She looks like she thinks feminists give women a bad name.
Quinn scoffs and rolls her eyes before Leet pulls the group into her office and shuts the door. Interior, Electric Town, Leet's office, continuous. The room is also filled with cameras, but these show the accountant's and Mother Neptune's dwellings. The accountant's a fancy Tudor-style mansion. Mother Neptune's a series of interconnected yurts. Cass, wide-eyed, walks around. There aren't any chairs aside from Leet's, so she sits and the others stand.
You're spying on Mama and the taxman?
No one knows who I am except for you and Diode. He used to be my manager before everything went down. He was too chicken shit to take charge.
You're crazy.
You know you need an edge here. This is my edge. I see everything, and no one sees me.
Then why show us?
As Cass looks, the accountant comes into view. A tall, lanky, hunched-over man in his 30s. His hair is wild, and his eyes are sunken. He appears to look directly into the camera. Cass looks away, scared.
Because you're planning something.
We just need your help with radio equipment for Home Sweet Home.
That's why you brought a ghost?
Ozza nods. Leet digs into her desk and pulls out a tape. She removes the tape from one of the VCRs, puts the new tape in, and hits play. It shows Ozza and Cass leading Quinn out of the crash area. She's clearly wearing her military fatigues.
The cameras were dead.
Not all of them, hun. In my city, I just have to know where to look.
Cass watches as Mother Neptune comes out of her yurt palace and her followers throwing themselves prostrate at her feet.
What do you want, Leet?
Whatever she's selling.
I'm not selling anything. I don't even want these two around.
Leet smiles.
That's fine. We all use each other. You want my help in any form or fashion? I want in. Otherwise, I'm leaking the video.
Oz's neck tightens. Leet points to a monitor behind them, Chevalier walking through the square.
Chevalier already took one of my boys today. I bet he'd be happy to take the tape to the taxman. I'm in no mood to play.
If he's after your boys, he's after you. What stops us from telling him where you are?
Mutually assured destruction, Ozza. Now, we've worked together a lot in the past. Let's embrace our relationship, huh? Besides, you owe me for North End, too.
Cass finally notices Oz's distress, approaches Leet, but Ozza shakes his head.
There's a
A
chance
slim chance.
we can get out. We need to broadcast past the exclusion zone.
Leet slowly smiles, her lips purse.
I can certainly help with that. One of my middle managers used to be in telecommunications. Only way you're getting a signal that far is through the radio station.
There has got to be another way.
I wonder what Mama's up to today.
Leet clicks on a small radio at her desk.
It is wicked to covet. It is divine to sublimate. My responsibility is to you, my followers, to feed you, to clothe you, to ensure you worship only me, your mother, your oracle of the sea, from where our wicked sins crawled.
Leet turns the radio off and sighs.
Uh-oh, she's in a mood again.
Doesn't matter. She always has one of her orgies or whatever at 7 p.m. We just take over the station then.
Well, won't you know? She's always playing her Joni Mitchell.
Hell yeah.
I promise that there is, in fact, something wrong with me.
Joni Mitchell and orgies.
Hold on, I lost it. It's in my mind.
From Joni Mitchell out.
Okay, there we go. We can't broadcast our message to everyone in the city. Are we able to change the frequency, or?
We'll have to. There's no way the military outpost is listening to Mother Neptune.
The ghost is right. Either way, she's going to know you fucked with her station. So you'll need to broadcast fast and get the fuck out of there. The moment you hijack her signal, she's going to investigate. Only people on the correct frequency can hear your broadcast, and the only ones that'll know the frequency are the four of us.
Asa nods, a grimace.
So you'll be listening in, huh?
I'm not stupid, Azza. I want to be sure, or I want to know what you say because my name needs to be at the top of the list getting out. Now, if we have a deal, I'll get Dio to gather the necessary materials.
Cass, Asa, and Quinn look at each other.
You don't have a choice.
We have to contact my commanding officer.
Fine. We accept.
Asa reaches across the desk and shakes Leet's hand.
First time we've actually shook on a deal.
Dead letters and now this. I guess you really are a poet, Leet.
And what are you, Azza? Now, go back to Diode's shop. I'll send the word for him to gather the things, or your things. The ghost stays here, though. I need her radio.
Asa and Leet release their hands.
Fine. We'll be right back.
Asa waits for Cass to follow him. As they leave, Leet types a bunch of things out on her phone while looking at Quinn. A sent notification sounds. She snaps at Quinn.
Your radio?
Quinn digs into her backpack and pulls it out.
We use channel 10.
Leet takes the radio and pulls it apart.
Don't break it!
I know what I'm doing. Do you?
Yes.
Willing to make hard choices? You don't seem much like a soldier.
If it comes down to it, it's going to be me over them. Me over you especially. I don't take kindly to blackmail.
Do you find yourself in blackmail situations frequently? No, you're much too uptight for that. So, why exactly do you hate women again?
Quinn reaches for a radio. Leet pushes away from the desk and loops her finger around a wire.
You aren't in control here. All I have to do is pull.
No, don't!
So, why exactly do you hate women then, huh?
Quinn steps away from the desk, arms crossed.
She's my mother. She's a scientist like me. I just need to complete this mission and then I'll beat her.
Locked yourself in here to one-up your mom? You're even fucking crazier than we are.
I am not. I just know what I want. She was shortlisted for the Nobel Fields Medal for Chemistry. She lorded over me and my dad, so I want to do something she'll never be able to top.
Woof. Let's see if you're actually willing to take it.
Leet hands the radio back to Quinn after clicking the pieces back into place.
You remember Diode's shop?
Quinn nods.
Get fucking going. The door will lock behind you. I'll be in touch.
Quinn leaves the room. As she does, on the back wall, she notices a shot of herself looking at the door in one of the TVs. She looks back at Leet.
I'll know where you are every step of the way, so don't fucking try anything, okay?
Quinn clutches the radio as she leaves. The interior, Electric Town Station, platforms, day. Quinn, Asa, and Cass are stand at the train platform for Electric Town. The walls are covered in glow in the dark paint that breaks through the shadows, in a surreal way like the paint is on the shadows themselves. The graffiti is different variations of Electric Town, Electric Boys, and EC. Asa is now holding a heavy bag of electrical equipment.
So we just plop this thing on the original transmitter and hope for the best?
The idea is that we transmit the signal from your radio through the station's AM radio waves.
She thinks this will work?
I think Leet wants out just like us. If she wants to play with us, she would already. If she wanted to play with us, she would have already leaked the tape.
I don't like her.
You don't like anyone.
Cass laughs. Quinn huffs.
I'm driven. I don't need anyone.
Even Mama and the tax man know when to fake it for a transaction.
The train pulls into the station. A conductor steps off the train. It's a younger man, no more than 18 or so, with hair all the way past his eyes. His face and hands are dirty like he's been working on the trains. Alza walks forward and pulls out one of the Wi-Fi boxes from the bag of electronics. The conductor smiles and takes it. He walks back to on the train, and the others follow.
Seems a bit stuffier than the other one.
He's non-verbal, not stuffy.
Quinn looks at him with confusion before a massive group of electrocores storm the train.
More like home now?
Quinn shakes her head. Exterior, flower district, outskirts, twilight. The sun has begun to paint its reds, oranges, and pinks across the buildings. The shadows extend out. As Quinn, Aza, and Cass walk through the shadows, they disappear until they emerge on the opposite side. Mimics and puppets shuffle and creak around, but they're scattered. Most of them seem to be moving in the same direction, like they're going somewhere. The trio take refuge in the opening to a parking garage. Aza pulls out his phone for a call. Leet picks up.
Okay, we're here.
The side entrance we use to service the station has several mimics.
Got it. And we don't switch the box until nightfall?
Correct. We need to use skywave propagation to boost the signal, or else it won't reach past the exclusion zone. Call me when you get to the station, and I'll explain how to switch the transmitter.
Aza and Leet hang up.
Cass, you're going to the flower pot. We need cover. I'll leave the back gate open.
Cass nods. Cass moves away, but Aza catches his arm.
Be careful, okay? We still have a lot to talk about.
Don't worry about it, Aza.
Aza stands. He's uncomfortable. He can barely make eye contact.
Don't downplay this. It's important. You're important, Cass.
Aza.
We need to move, don't we?
Cass nods and rushes off towards the block. Rushes down the block, hiding from mimics and puppets as he moves from shadow to shadow. Aza glares at Quinn.
You need to stay focused.
Aza moves from cover between shadows, and Quinn follows. Exterior, Flower Town wall, twilight. Like Electric Town, there's a wall erected around Flower Town. Countless mimics and puppets smash themselves up against the wall, desperate to get inside. Along the top of the wall are guards in the same cultist garb seen in Electric Town. The mimics and puppets are concentrated at the sealed entrance. They thin out towards the far edges of the wall. Aza and Quinn skirt the edge of the wall, keeping to cover. They spy a heavily fortified gate at the edge of the erected wall and a heavily chain-linked fence with barbed wire over the top. This gate has an entrance. Several padlocks adorn it. This area is not guarded, and there are a few infected.
Cass will clear them out.
Aza takes in a deep breath. He lets it out.
Do you love him?
Aza looks at her.
I don't know.
He seems to think you don't.
I come from a pretty conservative family. I've never fully entertained the idea.
So you feel some sort of way.
Looking for ammunition to try splitting us up again?
I like knowing what I'm dealing with, that's all.
Maybe consider what would happen if they take that sample you're looking for and leave you here. Who's got your back, Quinn? The military? Your family? Who?
Quinn looks shocked.
They need my research.
You're right. Just making sure you know what you're dealing with. That's all.
Aza looks down at his phone. He lights up the screen. No notifications. Sincere worry.
Be safe, Cass. Please.
Aza, fearful, digs around in his bag for the book. He opens the flower pot section.
We forgot to review.
Interior, flower pot, twilight. Cass slowly enters the decrepit-looking high-rise. The setting sun bleeds through the windows and casts their reds and oranges along the ground. There are countless shadows. He moves to avoid them. Clicking his flashlight into a room off to his right, he confirms it's empty. Interior, flower pot, main office, continuous. Cass crouches behind a desk in the building's office. Pictures of a man still line the desk, including pictures of his family. Accomplishments and awards hang on the walls. Cass opens the lower drawers of the desk to reveal another turntable. He lifts the needle and moves it over. As he does, the table spins. Stranger Danger by Hemlock Springs, or similar, plays over strategically hidden speakers throughout the building. The volume is low, but present. Cass returns to the lobby. Interior, flower pot, continues. Cass stands by the door. Nothing. He digs into his pockets and pulls out a bouncy ball. He winds up and slams the ball against the ground deeper into the building. The ball has a light-up mechanism inside that glows wildly with each bounce. Cass watches several mimics come from the shadows to follow the ball. Many of them are decrepit, their limbs weak, but still they chase. They crawl and beat with the music. The coast is clear. Cass jets for the stairs. Interior, flower pot, gym, twilight. Cass enters the gym and slides to a stop. There are 10 mimics in the room. The door closing behind him alerts him. The sound of the song thumps through the speakers overhead. Cass gets another ball from his pocket, winds up, and slams it to the ground at his feet. It bounces up and down against the floor and the ceiling several times. The mimics chase it. Cass sidles across a wall of mirrors as the mimics ignore him for the bright, shining lights. He holds his pistol close. Interior, flower pot, top floor, moments later. Cass exits the stairwell at the top floor. He walks towards roof access. He stops at the stairs up to the roof and to check his left and right. There are 2 darkened hallways to each side. He clicks his flashlight in several times and sees nothing. He exits the roof. He can't hear the shuffling coming from both directions. Exterior, flower pot, roof, continuous. Cass steps over a rope that's part of a pulley system. The door closes behind him, but it doesn't latch. A small sign with feminine handwriting says, "Push it shut, Cass." Cass does not notice. The door slowly opens. Cass gets low as he approaches the edge of the building. He slips on a strange vest that has ropes and pulleys all over it. He straps it to himself, and as he does, ropes and pulleys all over the roof adjust in place. He lines up his rifle on the edge of the building. He has a good vantage for the entire Flower Town gate. Cass aims down his rifle towards the mimics and puppets near the side entrance to Flower Town. He breathes out and fires. The head of one of the mimics explodes in pearlescent goo. Cass pulls the slide of the rifle back. The shell discharges. There's a slope in the roof. The shells roll. Another shot. Another shell expelled. Another. One of the expended shells hits another as it bounces to the ground. Both roll on slant. They gain speed and hit the lip of the unlatched door, rolling through the opening. Interior, flower pot, top floor, continuous. The shells flop down the stairs. 2 puppets, Puppet 2 and Puppet 3, look up from where they came from. They climb the stairs on their hands and knees.
Please, I can feel it inside me. I'm fine. I'm not sick. I'm fine.
Exterior, flower pot, roof, continuous. The 2 puppets knock the door open with force. It catches on a rope, a pulley swings, and the rope pulls taut. Cass falls backwards as a rope on his jacket pulls back. His most recent shot flying into the sky. His phone slides to a stop. A message from Ozak. "Cass, shut the roof door!" The puppets approach. Cass rips at the jacket. One of the puppets hits the other rope, which yanks Cass to the left. Handgun brandished, he shoots one of the puppets in the knee. It collapses, hitting a rope and jerking Cass again. Cass gets his right arm free of the vest. The second puppet reaches him and knocks him off balance. Cass's arm hits a pulley. It rips open his protective jacket and cuts through the wetsuit. Cass forces the puppet off of him. It falls on one of the ropes. Cass pulls at the jacket, but there's no give on the rope because of the puppet. The puppet recovers and grabs for him. Cass reaches desperately for his backpack.
I'm not sick. I promise. I'm not.
Bang! The puppet's head snaps back, pearlescent goo splattering all around it. Cass holds his umbrella for cover. Cass gets the jacket off. He shoots the other puppet from a distance. Opening his backpack, he pulls out a bottle of liquid and pours a generous amount on his wound. He cries out in pain. He wipes the area down with a cloth and presses it to his skin. He duct tapes the wound tightly. He seals it again with a plastic bag and more duct tape. Cass investigates the tear. No goo. He breathes out, slow, shaking. He texts back Azza. "I forgot the door." Oops. External Flower Town hot wall. Continuous. Azza lets out a huge sigh when his phone vibrates.
You're safe. Thank God.
It's clear he's near tears. Looking over, there are still a few mimics and puppets, but they're spread thin.
We're going now.
Azza and Quinn come from cover and head towards the gate. Exterior Flower Town grounds. Continuous. Azza and Quinn press themselves to the side of the wall and stay low. Azza looks down at his phone, waiting for updates. Interior Flower Pot. Main office. Twilight. Cass resets the record, closes the desk again, and heads for the exit. Exterior Flowertown grounds, night. The sun has set. The world is again washed with blues and purples. The gate next to Asa and Quinn opens, and Cass enters. Asa grabs a hold of him. Cass slowly hugs him back. Then tightly, they release.
Are you okay?
Cass holds up his arm.
Yeah, mostly no risk. I'm sorry I worried you.
You had a contamination risk?
He said he's fine. Cass wouldn't be here if he thought any different. Now, we do this quickly. Let's go.
The three lock the gate and head deeper into Flowertown. Up in the distance is a massive radio dish. Exterior, radio station, night. Cass, Quinn, and Asa lay flat in a ditch. They watch the entrance of the radio station, a group of hunky men stand by the door. They wear clothes marked with the Virgo symbol. Asa looks at his phone. As the time turns to 7 p.m., the doors open and Mother Neptune in an extravagant outfit steps out. The men hoist her up so she walks as though she's floating. She essentially rubs them while they carry her.
Mama's always right on time.
The coast's clear. The trio jog into the station and enter. Interior, radio station, continuous. Asa pulls the items from the bag Diode gave him. Cass sets everything up near the transmitter. Quinn stays low by a window facing out on the grounds, keeping watch. A Joni Mitchell song plays lowly in the background, on playback.
Why isn't anyone on guard?
Only speakers of God can come in here. They'll do anything she says.
What makes her so damn special?
She's Tiffany Taft, the beauty guru, and probably the craziest asshole in this place.
What? The snail blood facial lady?
Asa nods as he calls lead.
She's convinced her followers in the city to protect her through social media posts before the internet went down. Her house is in Flowertown, so she just turned this into hers. She tells them her beauty and health advice keep them clean. If we get caught, don't buy anything she's selling.
Cass opens his mouth and pretends to gag on his finger.
Cass is obviously not a fan of religious zealotry, even when fake. Hey, Lee, I think we've got everything unpacked.
I have confirmation on our end that Mama's back in her tent, harem.
Got it. Patch us through to Diode.
Asa directs and helps Cass set up the system.
Your big break's about to happen. Know what you're gonna say?
Queen gets the radio out of her bag and looks at it.
Last step is to replace the red plug, Asa. Be ready. She won't give you fucking kids long.
Asa nods at Cass. Cass gets his hand on a red plug on the back of the old transmitter. Asa hangs up the phone.
We need to be ready to run, so you gotta talk fast.
Okay, I got it.
Cass pulls a plug. The Joni Mitchell song stops. He puts the plug in the new receiver.
This is Second Lieutenant Barlow. Over. Please, this is Second Lieutenant Barlow. Respond.
Silence. Cass rushes to the window and looks out.
This is Second Lieutenant Barlow broadcasting on a private channel. I have an update on Project.
The radio crackles to life. Colonel Yang responds with a gruff voice.
This is Colonel Yang responding. What's your status?
Asa and Quinn laugh.
I've been working on getting the deliverable. My unit was killed in our helicopter crashing. I've made contact with locals. They've offered to help in return for passage through the exclusion zone.
A long silence. Cass snaps and points out the window.
I understand this is a breach of protocol, but their help allows our timeline to complete as projected.
Still silence.
It's only 3 of them. Please, sir, I need your confirmation right now, or you'll have to wait for approval on another operation.
We've gotta go. She's brought her family.
Please, Colonel, it's a small price to pay.
Quinn, it's over. We need to leave.
Please, sir, you can't leave me here when I'm this close. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. It's just 3 people.
The warm light of torches touch the edges of the window.
Stay behind me, Asa.
No heroics, Cass. Play her game.
Exit 18, Cheshire. 4 people. Expect heavy scrutiny.
Asa perks up. He rushes to the transmitter and throws it to the ground, the knobs popping off. He reconnects the old transmitter as Virgo men fill the room. They wear chastity belts and their hands have Virgo symbols carved on them. Mother Neptune enters soon after. In full view, she's a beautiful woman in her late 40s. Her makeup is exceptional, and unlike everyone else, she looks well rested. Perfect even. She wears faux ceremonial garb adorned with the zodiac.
Boys, I didn't expect to be you.
Hey, Mama.
That's mother to you. Who is this? I thought Anya was the last of your little family.
Mother Neptune, with a cruel smile, takes Quinn's hand.
I'm just a ghost.
Oh, dear. You don't look like any ghost I've seen. You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
They forced me into it.
Asa stares at her. Cass casts him a confused look. Neptune snaps at her men, and they get a hold of the three. When one of the men grabs Asa, Cass lunges, but is pulled back. Quinn gasps as all the men pull her arms tight behind her.
Cass, no. Sorry, Mother.
At least you've maintained some manners. The stars tell me we have much to speak about.
Oh, the stars tell you that?
They're let out of the radio station. Soft sounds of Joni Mitchell echoes on playback.
Okay, I just 1 second because I have to just ask, like, what do you think the millionth of a chance that this movie ever got made? Because it's pretty strange that we actually got Joni Mitchell to. I just like the idea of this like old like rock star being like, yeah, okay, whatever. The gay zombies can have my song, I guess.
The gay zombies need it.
The gay zombies need it. Anyway, please continue.
Interior, Mother Neptune's sanctuary, night. Cass and Asa are plopped down in front of a shrine dedicated to Mother Neptune. They are watched by Virgos. Her residence is interconnected yurts filled with a beautiful bed, luxurious seats, art, a hoard of foods. Her yurt is attended by several individuals of varying backgrounds, all wearing similar garb and all pale, sickly, and starving. These are cancers. Neptune walks Quinn over to the fluffed pillow at a small table. She goes to a kitchenette and pours 2 bowls of a brown liquid from a pot. She gives one of the bowls to Quinn.
It's bone broth. It'll do you good.
Neptune smiles and drinks some of the broth. Quinn does the same. Asa casts grimace.
Now, what exactly did these boys make you do? I always knew they were troublemakers. Oh, God. Why couldn't it have been Anya and Jaime? At least they were useful. Now I'm stuck with these rabble-rousing swine.
Yeah, Quinn. Tell Mother what she needs to hear. Needs to hear.
Neptune throws her bowl of broth on Asa and Cass. Neptune comes around the table and sits in Quinn's lap. She rubs Quinn's face.
We're safe here. This is a sanctuary, dear. You don't have to mind them any
I
longer.
just want to go home.
If you pledge yourself to me, to my way of life, you could already be home, dear. I can promise you safety, clarity, a good skin regimen. But then again, look at you, so healthy, such a glow. Your skin is perfect, dear. Do drink, dear. Get your strength.
Quinn eyes Neptune. She finally finishes the broth off.
This has such a unique flavor.
It's her followers.
Quinn looks down at the empty bowl.
It's made of animal. I told you not to worry about them. However, I did notice that you didn't compliment my complexion. I said such nice things about you, but...
Sorry, I'm still a little shaken up. Your skin is nice too.
Cass and Asa give each other a terrified look.
Nice? Oh, well, how kind of you. What's your star sign, dear?
Don't answer her.
It's simple chit-chat, Asa. Come now. We've worked together enough for you to know your mother. I'm just curious. Don't make me pry it out of you like I had to with Cass.
My toes still bend the wrong way, you psycho. Eliza had to reset all of them.
Neptune gets right in Quinn's face. She pulls her closer.
Tell Mother Neptune now. Do it.
I'm a Leo.
Neptune looks sad. She clicks her tongue.
Oh dear. Leo is in retrograde.
Don't think that's how retrograde works.
Oh, so now you know better than Mother?
Stop, Quinn. Stop.
Leo collagen is the best. The strength and bravery works wonders for the pores. Now don't be afraid. Mother won't take you all at once.
Neptune pulls a knife from under the table and holds it to Quinn's neck.
Now that I'm looking closer, dear, you really could use a tuck here, a lift here, and a pull over there.
Quinn recoils as Neptune slices her face as she speaks. When Neptune rears back for a thrust, Quinn screams and kicks her away.
Run, Quinn.
Quinn scrambles out of the yurt, chased by Virgos.
You're faster than that, Neptune. Haven't eaten enough of your flock today?
Neptune approaches Asa. Some Virgos move, but she stops them.
My divine providence is not in any way determined by my consumption of you animals. A goddess is a goddess regardless of ingestion.
You are what you eat, asshole.
Neptune stands on the carpet the boys are plopped on. Ozza looks at Cass.
Now, Cass.
Neptune strikes at Ozza with a knife, slashing his leg as Ozza and Cass both kick off the ground, pulling the carpet forward sharply. It knocks Neptune off balance, and she hits her head on the table. The Virgos run to Mother Neptune.
Get them, you fucking idiots!
Cass tries to help Ozza with his leg, but he signs no time. Cass grimaces, but they take the opportunity to run, grabbing their gear and Quinn's as they run out of the yurt. Exterior, Flower Town, night. Quinn exits the yurt. Angel of Montgomery by Bonnie Raitt. It plays through the encampment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I added Bonnie Raitt.
Hell yeah. Quinn
The
pushes,
chase music.
Quinn pushes past people dancing and grinding against each other, all of them clearly out of their minds on drugs. Flower Town is set up as several different circles of tents with a big yurt in the middle. Each of these yurts has a zodiac symbol over them. Some cultists are handing out small Dixie cups to others. They drink them and immediately begin to spaz out. Mother Neptune shrieks from inside her yurt, and even in their state, all of her followers pull to attention. They mutter things and walk towards Neptune's voice. Mother Neptune explodes from her yurt, blood pouring from her open head wound.
They made Mother bleed. Kill them! Kill them! The heathens among us make sacrosanct our holiest place. Whichever one of you catches Asa, Cassiel, or that ghost will have one payment knocked off your bill.
Quinn ducks and crawls through the crowd as the drugged disciples become frenzied, screaming Mother's name. Quinn crawls into the closest yurt, the Leo symbol above the entry. Interior, Leo's yurt. Continuous. Quinn covers her mouth to stop from screaming. Inside are living people, hanging upside down from the ceiling, some with limbs removed and hastily covered with butcher's paper. Quinn looks around. She sees a butcher's block and runs to it. It's filled with large kitchen knives, several other unsavory tools for limb removal nearby. She takes a butcher knife and backs further into the yurt. A hanging disciple grabs hold of her clothes. He's covered in dry blood, one of his legs removed.
Will you two nurse Mother?
Quinn pulls away, bumping into several disciples, all of whom wake from their stupor and clamor for Quinn.
Do not fear. Your soul will be returned for 5 easy payments of 25 years of service. Just call 1-800-555-TAFT. Mother protects us.
Quinn gets away from the group, but they continue to moan and reach for her. She sees the flaps at the front of the yurt open. Several followers enter, and she uses her knife to cut open the back of the yurt and flees. Exterior, Flower Town, continuous. Quinn makes several paces and then trips. She slides, the knife flying in front of her. It lands next to the buried woman. There are at least 20 others buried up to their necks, similarly to her. All of them have the Aries symbol carved into their cheeks.
Mother calls, but she's already commanded us to grow. Spiritual youth has made me falter again.
Quinn pushes off the ground, grabbing the knife, and she runs.
Over there! That little bitch hasn't paid for her consultation.
Quinn turns to see Neptune being carried, chariot style, but several men with the Taurus symbols carved in their foreheads. Quinn sprints with everything she has. Exterior, Flower Town grounds, continuous. Quinn runs and smashes into the locked gate she entered and to get into Flower Town. All the padlocks are in place.
Fuck!
Neptune and her chariot of men are in the distance. The roar of a mob sound off behind her. Quinn presses herself up against the gate and holds the knife out in front of her.
Get the fuck away from me!
Neptune is only 100 feet away. Closer. Closer. Bang! A shot rips through one of the Taurus's legs and he collapses. The rest lose their balance, trying to hold Neptune's weight. Ozza runs from cover to the gate. Quinn smiles with relief. She attempts to reach for him when he gets closer, but he pushes her out of the way to unlock the gate. Quinn watches as Cass moves around Neptune and her entourage. The mob sounds get louder, and their shadows can be seen on the horizon. Cass keeps his weapon trained on Neptune.
My archers will be here soon. Your one little angel can't save you, Ozza. Perhaps I'll send my Scorpios out for a hunt.
Kill her! Fucking kill her!
Cass keeps backing up to the gate. Ozza gets the last padlock.
Why aren't you just wasting her?
They know better. You get rid of me, you lose the mother you know.
She cackles at Quinn.
I hope you got what you wanted, dear, because I will never stop hunting you. I'll degrade you in this life and blaspheme you in the next.
Cass butts up against Quinn to push her through the gate. Quinn stares at Neptune's followers' chariots. Neptune's followers chariot her again.
How can you let her talk like this?
Because Mother Neptune owns Flower Town and everyone that lives in it. I'll own you someday too.
Cass and Asa don't replace the chains. The gate swings open and closed. All the noise has attracted mimics and puppets.
Do we want a little break? Sounds good. Okay, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. See, the last time I did this, I was sitting next to the camera, and we went into the kitchen behind the camera. But I've made a mistake this time.
Really painted yourself into a corner.
I truly,
I can
Hold
open my shirt and get
I
a
have
big-
truly painted myself into a corner.
Hold up, hand me that.
No, I'm okay.
No.
They can't know that I'm actually just a cartoon face that floats around.
The government will find me.
Mother Neptune has the best life out of everyone so far.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
does.
orgies and Jody Medical. Good for her.
I was thinking while we were reading that, I was like, could you imagine, being at an orgy, like in this economy, so, like being at an orgy and then someone's just like, I've got the best song for this, and it's just like they put on a Joni Mitchell song, but then the kicker is everyone else is like, oh yeah, this is hot.
It slaps.
You're just sitting there like, I don't know what to do. I'm in danger.
Oh, this is a bad time.
I'm in danger.
You know what's gonna go great with this Joni Mitchell? Cannibalism.
Hot cannibalism. I hope everybody that's watching is enjoying so far. Everybody's doing such a good job. That was just like a good stopping point for like the last 50 pages.
Yeah.
Is the bathroom occupied?
Nope, not now.
All right.
Go.
Go get
You
it.
know, I didn't realize how much Quinn screams.
Yeah,
Now,
you're
I've
right.
seen Scream next to it. But the liberties, I'm about.
Yeah.
Scram Clan.
Squirrel.
The ADHD is real.
Good job, though, everybody. You're doing great. There's some good stuff in this.
Yes, there is.
There have been one or two scenes that have been good.
Hush.
Now, was that due to your players or the writer? Because I
The
would gladly
players.
take the fall.
Holy the players.
That's all me, guys.
The writing is
How dare you?
fine.
Listen, I really am sandbagging as much as I can.
I am trying to weigh down this.
I will weigh it down. It's the last thing I do.
It's like a rocket ship. It's just heading straight for the stars.
Not until I can help it.
Is there like a little blue mug over there somewhere that has liquid in it?
Yeah. Could
someone bring it to mommy?
Mommy's over there.
Mother!
Baby bird.
Oh, God.
I think that would be more threatening to be called a baby bird from Mother.
Baby bird.
I feel like she would force her Virgos to baby bird into her.
Oh, very much.
No.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
You're just like, yeah.
Mastication is the core source of wrinkles around your face.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense. Yeah.
Can't get them wrinkles.
I don't know at what time I said that we were going to take a 10-minute break. So honestly, your guess is as good as mine.
I don't think there's anything worse than being in a dystopian future and someone still being like, you could use a lift, you know?
Right here.
That was actually added. It wasn't in the original script, but I thought it was very spooky to have this like woman just sitting on this other woman's like lap and
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
like, just right in the
cutting
lap
her
and just,
up
like,
a little bit.
Massaging your face. I'm like, oh yeah, that's very like. I'm going to bathe in your blood to see. Yeah.
As you do,
Yeah.
as most sleepovers, you bathe in each other's blood, obviously.
No,
Yeah. I only heard it for stories.
I was like,
Oh yeah, there are snacks over there as well. So if you want something a little
Park
sweet,
makers.
yeah, if you want something a little
They're
sweet, please grab some sweet.
pretzels. Wow.
The ube ones are surprisingly like.
Oh, that's
Oh, nice.
so I grew up like all Pittsburgh fan,
Oh, cool.
even Pirates.
Immediate bonding.
But as I've lived here, I've been like, well, all right, Mariners, and starting here with Kraken, I'm like, well, fuck, I might as well become Seattle.
Yeah,
So,
but everyone gets one in each league,
oh yeah,
so you have to be both.
well, it was either that or the Braves, and I don't think I lived that.
Dangerously.
Yeah, I'm not ready to be hurt that much.
Yeah.
At least with the Pirates, I know they're going to lose,
Yeah,
and so I'm like, oh,
there's no shock involved.
exactly.
I want to read the comments because I'm toxic.
Why is that toxic?
I get it.
Everything
Well,
is
it's also-
so wet.
It's also nice because
So
they don't get to see you, so this is like a great way for them to see your faces.
Hi, I'm toxic.
She eats her covered pretzel.
Hi, I'm toxic.
The
Weirdly
screen
not
was
the time I
super
was gaming
effective.
profile
Hell yeah.
charts.
People like my screens.
Scrap.
Oh,
Good as screams.
Josh is watching.
Somebody mentioned in another chat that I'm in, how did I collect so many people who have lovely voices? It's a great point. I don't know how I managed to attract such wonderful people into my life. So thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, but gross. I'm not good at accepting compliments. Ew.
So Josh put in the comments, "Hi toxic," but he didn't debate that I was toxic.
I
Well,
have
when you
something
know
to talk
somebody.
about.
Yeah. After
When I
10
come
years?
here. It's going well, right?
Yeah.
Well, very much so.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
No
I
one's
meant
on
to-
fire yet.
What?
No one's on fire yet.
That's fair.
Or
I
covered in
am the
pearlescent
only
glue.
one sitting next to the gas fireplace, though.
Hooray!
Hey, where's your start for that?
Scarily enough, right next to you.
So
Perfect.
if Tim reaches forward, just like headlock.
Yeah.
Weird that my grape's right there.
The danger.
See, that's the poor thing for you. I have really good peripheral vision on this side, not this side.
I mean, who knows? Is this the time that I reach for it? I have this water right next to it. This could be fun. Be gentle.
Be sweet to me, baby. I don't wanna leave. Can you get demonetized for singing the song?
Maybe.
How
Well, if you do a
copyrighted
bad
is
job,
reports.
yeah, if you do a bad
A certain
job.
amount of song.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
just
fair.
it is not for the
Tell your
certain point.
viewers to be cool.
I just really like Japanese
Cool.
breakfast, so I think everyone should go listen to Jay Brecky.
Mhm.
I should have put a Jay Brecky song.
Did you read her book?
I haven't, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, sorry.
Crying in H Mart.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I did not put that
Squids.
together.
Yeah,
I have
it's
not
a
read
memoir.
that.
Like
Yeah.
those.
Okay, it seems like everybody is back in place.
Oh, I need a drink. I'm sorry.
Here she is being toxic
Someone is
again.
being toxic.
Sucks.
Yeah, what you pay for?
You're getting paid?
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
We really thought that. Being
Yeah.
That would probably do well in the meme economy. I'm glad people thought the meme economy.
That was
was
a
good.
Yeah.
That was actually partially Michael's idea. So we talked about it, and I was like, I want to do this, and I was like, I want them to like use memes or whatever to like as like a form of economy. And Michael was like, what if there was like a board where they just like move memes up and down? And I was like, that is the most amazing idea.
Mid-market.
part of the like meme marketplace was because of Michael. So give,
Well done.
give credit where credit is
I'm
due.
glad it was in there.
Where's the demotivational poster end up on that economy? Is it
I
like,
don't know.
I
Just
don't-
like that fork that's mangled. That's like
Yeah.
just because you're unique doesn't mean you're useful
Bingo.
or whatever.
go back to the very old meme formats, bring up everyone.
That's why I thought like a printed
Rage
like
comic.
rage
A
comic
comic.
was like
Yeah.
It's like something you would do in college in the early aughts to be like, this is so funny, you print it.
I gotta save this.
Yeah.
I just love that rage meme just being on $1, just be like,
Ah.
That would be amazing.
Range
I almost said Jeffrey Washington.
Yeah.
George Washington.
Little brother.
Jeffrey, real mad about the fact that George did so well. At the
Jeffrey
end.
Washington.
I didn't know you two were so close.
Yeah, Jeffrey and I are just first name basis.
Jeffy.
It's George on the bill. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Wawa. Okay, everybody is now in position, so everyone has assumed the position. So I think we'll continue. Page 78 at the very bottom.
Cool. Exterior, Accountant's Matrix, Main Library, morning. Aza, Cass, and Quinn are pressed against a car in a group of Minutemen. Minutemen drive down the street in a fancy Rolls Royce outfitted with reinforcements. A massive billboard with the accountant on it says, "Safety, security, structure. The best deal you'll ever make." Some of Mother Neptune's cultists wander the street. Several electric boys fix network boxes along the streets. Aza's phone is to his ear. Interior, Electric Town, Leet's den, continuous. Leet stands in her office looking at several of her television sets. Diode is near her, also monitoring.
That's the last sweeper in the area. The South Branch would have been a safer bet.
This one is closer and safer for mimics and puppets. It's fine. We've got a trump card here, should there be another incident.
We know what we have to do. I say you cut her loose.
I'm considering it.
Mama's not off your ass yet either. I'll keep you posted.
She looks down at the phone when Aza hangs up on her.
She must have really done something nasty to piss off Asa and Case.
Speaking of, are you upset with me for my little arrangement?
No. An opportunity arose and you took it. No different than climbing the corporate ladder. I'll keep the boys in line.
My girls will keep you in line.
They smile at each other. She returns to the monitors. Leet watches Aza, Cass, and Quinn climb the stairs of the library. Interior, Accountant's Matrix, Main Library, continuous. Aza walks over to a table and overturns it. The crash echoes through the cavernous space. Cass reaches into his bag and pulls out another bouncy ball. He slams it on the ground deeper into the library. The darkness is illuminated by the lights inside. Cass readies his rifle. After several seconds, he looks to Aza. He taps his ear 3 times. They turn on their flashlights. They look around until they find the archive section.
They kept local papers for 2 weeks. Blake was a librarian here.
Aza hands Cass the book. Cass walks over to a set of computers near the archive section and turns on the computer. It hums to life. Cass tries to access information, but it fails.
The server must be shut off. What a pain. Cass and I will find it.
I'll search the local papers.
Try not to sell us out while you're gone.
I'm sorry, okay? I panicked.
No need to apologize. I was hoping you were different, but turns out you were made for this place just like the rest of us. Generally, when we have an agreement with someone now, we wait until it's over before we try to get the other party killed.
Aza grabs his stuff. Cass looks Quinn over. She seems dejected, truly upset with herself. Cass tosses her his flashlight and digs around in his bag for an antibiotic wipe. He points to the wounds on Quinn's face before following Aza. Quinn nods and enters the archive section, wiping her wounds down with the wipes. Aza and Cass head towards a staff room. Aza stops, winces.
Are you okay?
My leg. Mama got me good.
Cass digs in his pack for a first aid and attends to Aza's leg.
I'm sorry I got you involved in this, Cass. But you can't stay here now. You have to come with us. I can't imagine you gone.
Cass rips a bag and places over the cut with duct tape.
I knew the risk. It's fine. So long as we don't piss off the tax man, I'm sure he'll take me in.
You can't work for him. How could you want to do that? How could you want to stay here?
I'm useful here. Talented. Visible. I won a gold medal at the Olympics, Elsa, and 3 weeks later no one knew who I was. Just the deaf guy that couldn't communicate his order at a coffee shop. I made other people feel uncomfortable at the grocery store when I didn't respond to them telling me to tap my credit card. I spent over 20 years with my dad, only to find out that the outside world was just more of my dad. Everywhere.
You're important to me, Cass. Not useful. I don't think I can do this, any of this, without you.
You'll take the book. Everything you need from me will be in there, just like the rest of us.
Oh, bullshit, Cass. None of you are just what's in the book. That's a fucking lie we tell ourselves to make it through. You have so much more to give the world. What's in the book? It's just a start.
Those were your rules, Ozza. I'm just following them.
We have the opportunity to fuck the rules, Cass. To be who we want to be. The idea of you staying here is impossible to me. How? How can we have our talk if you stay?
Cass leans against the wall of the staff room and smiles.
Say it now. Could be our last chance.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? I would have listened. I would have wanted to know.
It was against the rules. Suddenly you hate them so much.
Liar.
I knew it wouldn't have mattered. You'd only ever talked about your past relationships with women.
Maybe I've hidden a few things. From you. Myself. My family is... Is it terrible that even right now I'm terrified to think of what they'd do if I brought you home with me? I've killed people. I've asked you to kill people, and yet I'm more afraid of what my parents would think if I brought you home.
Ozza leans against the wall.
They never liked me much anyway. My golden brother and all that. How do you compete with a guy that's increased the family business?
Cass snapped at Ozza. It brings him out of his funk.
Entering into a field to support communities is nothing to be ashamed of. We need electrical engineers. You kept Home Sweet Home safe all of these years. And me safe. You kept our compatriots' memories alive. You built the book. You suggested the mementos for when we got out of here. If your family can't see that, they're idiots.
Ozza moves closer to Cass. Cass seems slightly confused.
Why can't I stop worrying about what they think?
Why can't you see you're worrying about your family helping you build a safe place for a new one?
I don't know if I'm queer, Cass. What if I am? What if I'm not? I've thought about it a lot. So much. But I never imagined trying.
Well, there you go. One kiss. See if you even like it. Maybe you don't have to worry about bringing your gay redneck home to the folks.
Ozza and Cass move closer to each other. Cass smiles, leans in, gives Ozza a kiss. It's sterile, distant. Cass pulls away.
See? There. No fireworks.
Ozza takes a deep breath, clearly nervous, and goes in again. This time it's deep, passionate. Cass, surprised, sinks into it. They stop. Linger.
I felt fireworks. The first time.
I found something!
Ozza jumps. Cass jumps.
Sorry.
The very correct level of that.
Yeah.
Cocklock, what?
That's my job!
You're so toxic.
Laughing, they wander back to Quinn. She has several papers out on the table.
Couldn't get the server running?
Couldn't find it.
Cass smiles, blushes, and turns around, leaning on the table.
Doesn't really matter. I think patient 0 is at St. Aidan's Memorial Hospital.
That's not far from here.
I cross-referenced with 2 other local papers and a national news source. All of them report the same hospital.
Oz's phone rings. It's Leet. He picks up.
Perfect timing. We think we might have found the source.
Oz's eyes narrow. He steps away.
What do you mean the taxman is outside? Did you tell him?
Ozza smacks the table, alerting Cass. He signs Taxman. Cass immediately draws his pistol.
Fine, we'll try to bury the lead as best we can. We better not learn you sold us out, Leet. We'll let you know when we have the sample. Be ready to jet.
Ozza hangs up. He turns back to Quinn.
I'm not gonna...
You don't understand. I don't care how panicked you are. If you go with him, if you agree to anything, we cannot save you.
I understand now, okay? I fucked up. I'm not gonna do it again.
Ozza and Cass look at each other and nod. They both head for the entrance. Quinn quickly follows up folds up the papers and shoves them into the drawer. She follows soon after. Exterior, accountant's matrix, main library, continuous. Chevalier is standing at the foot of the library stairs. Another man stands behind him, completely dwarfed by Chevalier's massive frame. Cass, Ozza, and Quinn meet them. Cass and Ozza stand in front of Quinn. Quinn takes notice of this.
As far as I understand, we still don't owe you anything.
We're simply concerned by your behavior, Hudson. We received electric boys in the North End without you, even though I bumped into you at the electric town. Now you've come to the library to help Blake? I don't think I've seen any of you here since his untimely death.
We're just planning a new project for Home Sweet Home. We needed new space for our ghost.
The accountant comes out from behind Chevalier. He's tall, lanky, form hunched over. His hair is a matted mop that goes down over his eyes. His eyes are dull. He is soft-spoken. His words precious breathy whispers.
I wanted to say hello. I worry with you traveling along these two. They are dependable, but they do lack stability.
We've made it plenty far, thanks.
The accountant actually sighs back.
All thanks to your skills, no doubt. I would never call into question your talents.
The accountant returns to only speaking, but he stays facing Cass, even if he's looking at Aza.
Undoubtedly, the broadcast hijack was the three of you. Otherwise, Mother Neptune wouldn't be in such a fuss. She even took to the streets herself.
We invoke Deal 37.
Chevalier scowls. The accountant looks sad.
Dear Asa, you don't want to use that now.
You all but confirm you're hiding something.
You already know we're hiding something or you wouldn't be here. We had a deal. You're all about deals, so pony up.
Cass looks nervously between Chevalier and Aza. Cass pulls the hammer of his gun back. Chevalier reaches into his coat, his teeth-covered zip ties click-clacking as he does.
Guns are not part of this negotiation. What do you want, Asa? It's an order of protection.
You leave us alone on any matter involved in what we're doing.
That's too broad. I won't accept.
24 hours then. You leave us alone for 24 hours.
The accountant sighs.
Fine, I accept. You have a stay of reprieve for 24 hours. I will include one entrance into Eden. But you will pay to get out.
The accountant extends an ink-covered hand with long, dirty fingernails. Aza shakes it.
Come, Chevalier. I have a feeling we'll be seeing Asa and Cass soon.
Chevalier smiles to the group and turns to follow. Aza immediately breaks for it, Cass and Quinn running right after. Exterior, St. Aidan's Hospital. Entrance, day. Aza, Cass, and Quinn round the block to see a mass of Neptune's followers fighting off a group of infected.
If they're this far into no man's land, she must be pissed.
Behind us!
The trio move to cover. Neptune is screaming behind them. She enters an adjacent block on a massive chariot held up by multiple Tauruses. On her chariot are 4 people with guns, each with a Sagittarius symbol carved onto their arms. Several followers surround the chariot. Scorpios carry balloons filled with pearlescent goo. A puppet attempts to break the line and climb the chariot, but Neptune kicks one of the followers' heads and she tumbles into the puppet. The follower screams as it wraps around her and vomits on her face. A Sagittarius shoots the follower, killing the puppet too. The blast of pearlescent goo is blocked by the follower's head. The 3 stay until both parties push through the blocks.
Go.
Aza and Cass jump out of cover and head for the entrance, Quinn close behind. They divert left away from Neptune's party and head towards the side street. Exterior, St. Aidan's Hospital, rear entrance, day. Aza on Cass's shoulder looks into a fuel container on a massive generator.
Not much left.
We just need it long enough to look up their electronic records.
This is the resting place of patient 0. I'd like the lights on.
Cass helps Aza down when he signals. They have a moment face to face. They both smile.
Couldn't find the server, huh?
Aza laughs. Cass scowls the moment ruined. Aza steps back.
It's gonna get loud. As soon as we turn it on, every mimic, puppet, and mama acolyte in a mile radius is gonna know. Are we ready?
Cass double checks his handgun, then moves his spare magazines to his pockets. Quinn nods. Aza cranks the generator. It sputters. He hits it with a wrench from his belt.
Come on, give me something.
Aza cranks again. It fails. Again. Finally, it roars to life.
Fast, but be careful, all of us.
Aza moves into the back entrance, followed by Quinn and Cass. Interior, St. Aidan's first floor, continuous. The lights flicker on. Aza slides to a stop, Quinn nearly bumping into him. This place is different. Where outside is washed in colors and filled with blacker than black shadows, this place is sterile, white, no shadows. The bright white fluorescent lights above hiding nothing. There are decomposed bodies and dried blood, but the blood is brown, and the bodies and their clothes are faded and lifeless. This place is the antithesis to the world outside.
We need to keep going, right?
Aza nods. Cass is equally hesitant. They walk slowly to an intersection. At the intersection is a small information station. Quinn reaches for several brochures on the table. A hand reaches for her. It's the husk of a mimic. Quinn stumbles back, but she has the brochure. While the mimic crawls around the desk, she points down one of the halls.
That way.
Bang! She's shocked as pearlescent goo splatters against the wall in the direction they need to go. She sees several more mimics exiting the rooms. Quinn digs into her bag and pulls out her firearm. She steps forward and kills a mimic, its goop splashing at its feet.
We need to push through.
Cass takes out one more. Quinn follows suit. The hallway is clear enough. They move forward just as the mimic from the information desk grabs for Quinn's boot. Just misses. At the next junction, Quinn points again. They follow. They eventually reach the front of the hospital. A board of departments takes up the full wall. Quinn scans it while Cass continues to track mimics coming from every direction.
Hurry, Quinn.
Infectious disease unit B2.
She looks up at the brochure map. Catching Cass's attention, she directs him forward. Cass nods and fires off several shots down the hallway. Mimics and their goo splatter the walls and floor. The slide on Cass's gun retracts. He drops the magazine and inserts a fresh one. He holds up 2 fingers. Ozza and Quinn nod. They move forward.
Careful on the goo.
All 3 of them slide across the floor, but none of them fall. They round another corner to a bank of elevators. Quinn pokes the down button over and over. Cass keeps his focus from the hallway they just exited. The elevator doors open, and hands grab Quinn and pull her in. She screams and fights back. Rearing back, and she gives a massive shove. The decrepit mimic loses their fingers and fall back into the elevator. Goo sprays from their wounds. Oz extends his umbrella and backs away. Cass presses his back to the wall just outside the elevator. Using the mirrors on his hat, he lines up his shots, steps from cover, and ends the mimic. Their jets of goo mostly staying in the elevator, but some extends into the elevator bank.
There's more!
Quinn points from where they came from. More mimics. Cass waves them into the elevator. Ozza and Quinn join him. Interior, St. Aidan's elevator. Continuous. Cass, Ozza, and Quinn each hold extended umbrellas above their head. The gunk from the dead mimic drips from the ceiling. All of them look up as the number descending to B2. The doors open, and Cass stands at the ready. Nothing. 3 taps on Oz's ear. Peeking out, Cass waves for them to follow. Interior, St. Aidan's basement, floor 2, continuous. The halls are empty. The walls are covered in strange writing. It's apocalyptic. Talk of fated ones. Destiny. Protection of sacred information. Duty. The Hippocratic Oath. The trio edge slowly to a staff station down the hall. Quinn checks the station. No mimics. She turns on the computer.
No server issues this time, okay?
Cass investigates while Ozza remains with Quinn. Cass slowly kicks open a few doors. More crazed writing. Several dead bodies, doctors, and nurses, but all of them wearing respirators. They look fresh. Saline bags are everywhere.
Got it. Allegra Bianchi and B245, unknown amoebic pathogen, primary amoebic pathogen vector.
What if she isn't there?
Quinn looks up at him. Ozza stares vacantly down the hall.
She's there. If she had been moved for research purposes, this mission wouldn't have been approved. The exclusion zone was erected so quickly, a lot of information didn't make it out, so there's no way I would have been sent in if that body wasn't still in this city.
Ozza keeps staring.
What if we did this for nothing?
We didn't, Ozza. I'm getting you out of here, okay? Both of you.
Quinn focuses on a collection of post-it notes arranged in a fractal-like pattern around the doctor's badge. The post-it notes say, "Key to Kingdom Come." She picks it up. Quinn rounds the decks. She catches Cass's gaze, and he approaches. Quinn pulls Ozza in the direction of B245. Further down the hall, the writing on the wall becomes more manic. Printed medical records are pasted on the wall in spiral patterns leading to a door at the very end. Further down, the pages become almost impossible fractal patterns. The pages are all Allegra Bianchi's medical records. They reach the door. They stare at it for a long time. Finally, Cass steps forward. Hand on the knob, he pushes it. Quinn, out of her funk, steps forward and taps the badge at a card reader. It beeps. Cash pushes the door open and immediately draws his weapon, ready for a fight. Interior. Kingdom Come. Continuous. Nothing. Cass and Quinn slap around the wall until they turn on a light switch, and the lights flicker to life. The walls are covered in writing and papers. Medical staff lay dead on the floor. They have IV bags still injected into their skin. There are vending machines next, all around them. The papers around the room say Alpha and Omega over and over. Ozza and Cass investigate the papers. Quinn, the staff.
They died recently. They're so skinny. They must have been living off saline. They weren't puppets or mimics either.
Quinn joins Cass and Ozza. Ozza collapses on the floor. Cass pounds on the wall with his fist. A dead end. No Allegra.
What the fuck do we do now?
I don't know. I don't know where else she could be.
Jesus fucking Christ. We gave up everything. We used our trump card for the accountant, handed Dio the golden meme. We completely destroyed whatever credibility we have with Mama. For what?
She has to be somewhere, Asa.
We're exhausted, Quinn. My suit is compromised, so is Cass's. You're cut up. We don't have enough supplies to scour the whole fucking city. What happens if our trees die? Our chickens? We have nothing to fall back on now.
Asa, you need to calm down.
I can't protect you. I can't protect Cass. Fuck. My dad was right. I'm a fucking failure.
Quinn crouches next to him.
Yeah, well, my mom was a fucking asshole. I'm not letting her win, and I'm sure as shit not dying here either. We're not dead yet, and we have time with the accountant. We can still figure this out. Allegra Bianchi is still here somewhere. It didn't say she was dead. These doctors stayed here for some reason.
Cass sends them both a sheet of paper.
To tell us this.
The paper has a name highlighted. Allegra Bianchi's emergency contact. Elio Bianchi.
Who's this?
Papa Elam, the original leader of Eden.
He made Eden. Then the accountant killed him. Allegra must have been his wife. I heard he was a doting husband, but to take her from here?
Then we go to Eden. The accountant gave us entry.
Cass looks over at Asa.
I don't know how, but the tax man must have known what we were looking for.
Which is why he's letting us in for free. He's playing us. This is what he does. No matter how smart we were, he's always been a step ahead.
Maybe the lead sold us out?
No, she loses like we lose.
We have a clue. We should use it.
Asa stands.
You have to hold it together for me. I'll leave with you.
Asa lights up.
You promise? You really promise?
Cass smiles, nods. They head to the door. Quinn follows just as the power goes out, the room thrust into darkness.
Shit, we ran out of gas.
Each of them turns on a flashlight. They create perfect circles of light in the black walls, but everything outside of them is blacker than black.
How do we get out of here? We have no elevators and no door scanners.
We'll need to climb. Come on.
The three exit the room. Interior, St. Aidan's basement floor 2, continuous. The trio approaches the elevators and opens each one. The sound of shouts, screams, and fighting echo down the shafts.
Fuck, Mama's goons.
They search for another way.
The only other option is the stairs, but we can't open the door.
The book! Ju!
Ozza claps his hands, he pulls the book out and digs.
Ju told us she'd break into her sister's room to steal her clothes.
Interesting crew you ran with.
A crew that knew how to pick locks.
Ozza reaches a page on anarchy shit. Lockpicking is there.
So you all filled the book with your skills?
In case one of us is gone, the rest could carry on. Thanks, Ju.
You are your uses.
No, I was wrong. We're here for each other. We're more than what's in the book. That's just a start.
Ozza digs in his bag for something long and thin. Quinn goes to the front desk again and returns with big paper clips. Ozza gets to work on the door. He keeps referencing the book.
Let me try.
Quinn takes the clips. After a few tries, she gets the door to the stairs open. They enter. Interior, St. Aidan's staircase, continuous. When they reach the first floor, the tiny window in the door shows flashlights waving around. The sound of fighting is heavy, and some pearlescent goo splashes the window.
We jump from the second floor.
What if we get hurt?
It's the only option.
They continue to climb. Interior, St. Aidan's second floor, continuous. Quinn picks the lock. The door opens.
If we find the right window, we can jump to the generators and then to the ground. They're wide enough.
The three nod at each other. They search. A loud shuffle stops Asa and Quinn. Cass stops when he sees.
What's that?
They check corners. Hands, several, drag a bloat through the hallway in front of them. They turn their flashlights off, plunged into darkness. The sound of its dragging persists. Asa taps his light on in the opposite direction of the bloat. Cass aims that direction. Clear. The light turns off. The sound of their shoes pad down the hallway. Another click. The light illuminates in front. It clicks off. They keep moving. Another click. They look around a corner. At the far end, a door with light streaming in the access window to the room. The moan of the bloat fills the space. They turn to see it charging behind them. They scramble as pearlescent ooze splashes everywhere. The roar causes other mimics to bang on closed doors to their left and right. The bloat's hands and feet scrape loudly across the walls and floors. They burst through the door at the end of the hall. Interior, say Aiden's patient room, continuous. Cass slams the door shut. The bloat smashes against it, the hinges already giving way. Asa and Quinn pick up a chair and launch it through the window. They both look out the shattered glass, a long way down to concrete. Another smash.
Bed sheets.
Asa and Quinn tie the bed sheets from the bed. Cass searches the room and finds replacement sheets. Another crash. The top hinge clangs to the floor. They tie the sheets to the bed. Cass wastes no time. He grabs the sheet and jumps from the window. Asa and Quinn stand clear as the bed drags with his weight and collides with the wall. It holds.
At least they made me go through basic.
Asa pushes Quinn next. The door shatters as she gets out the window. Hands, mouths, flesh, goo all cram through the door. Asa grabs the sheet and throws himself out the window. Exterior, St. Aidan's Hospital, continuous. Asa looks back. The ground's still far away. He looks up. Part of the bloat is already reaching over the window. He sees Cass, arms open, signing jump. Asa closes his eyes and lets go, and falls about a story and a half. He collides with the ground, but much of the force is absorbed as Cass catches him, both tumbling backward.
Are you okay?
She helps them both up.
I have to be. Run!
They take off down the street, the bloat flopping to the ground with a splat. Interior, downtown station, day. The doors to a subway car open. An exhausted Asa, Quinn, and Cass look as a conductor steps onto the platform. She's pretty, her hair pulled back tightly, very austere.
We have nothing left. We just need to get to Eden. Please.
If you have nothing, you can surrender your keys for a free ride. A job from the lead conductor must be completed to get them back.
Asa looks down at the keys in his hand. He passes them off. They board the train. Interior, subway car, continuous. Quinn sits. Asa sits opposite, away, looking off. Cass sits down next to Asa.
We're out of favors now.
But we're almost free.
I'm not going to recognize myself out there. Why now, Cass? Why am I terrified of leaving now? Why couldn't it have been before we gave up everything? For what? Hope?
Change is scary, I know. But you've convinced me to leave, so I'll recognize you. I'm excited to see who you are outside. Maybe I can get excited who I can be.
Cass.
We can build a life if we can build a life in here, Asa, outside should be quite good.
Asa smiles. Cass leans against Asa. They breathe together. Quinn gives a brief smile before looking down at her hands.
Who am I supposed to be?
We need a plan. Something to cause a stir. We can't pay to leave.
Quinn looks up. Quinn gets a grin on her face.
Think Mother Neptune would want to be America's next top survivor?
Exterior, Eden outskirts, night. The trio are again in the world of bright colors and deep shadows. Asa pulls out his phone and calls Leet.
Come on, pick up. Hey, it's us. We're gonna need you to leak info to Mother Neptune.
Interior, Electric Town, Leet's office, continuous. Leet slams a hand to her desk and scrunches her face.
Why the fuck would I do that, Asa?
Because we need her to attack Eden.
Are you fucking insane?
Yes. Wait an hour, then tell Mother Neptune everything, including where we are and what we're doing.
You're playing with my life here too, you know.
Exterior, Eden outskirts, continuous. Asa smiles. He looks at Cass.
I wouldn't do this unless I was 100% sure. I've got too much writing on it.
1 hour. Consider me waiting on that I'm here to pick you up call.
Leet hangs up. The trio hobble toward the gates of Eden. Exterior, Eden Gate, night. The gates of Eden open into a beautiful, vibrant cityscape of pretty buildings, neon signs, and clean people. It looks like a normal city in almost every way, aside from the constant policing of armed Minutemen. The cruel smile of Chevalier greets the trio. He extends his arms in a feigned, friendly gesture.
As in all things, the boss calculated correctly.
We don't have time for you, Chevalier.
What Cass said. Just take us to your fucking boss, Chevalier. We've still got a few hours on our deal.
Chevalier snaps his teeth and gets right in Isa's face. Cass pushes between them and glares back at Chevalier.
I'm going to kill you, Cass. And I'm going to let him watch his little angel crumple in my arms.
Chevalier looks up at Asa. No smiles, a dead look before he turns to lead them into Eden.
By my watch, you've got about 7 hours to live.
Asa puts a hand on Cass's shoulder. Cass holds back tears. They follow after Chevalier. Quinn can't stop looking.
Everything is so clean.
It's fake. These people can afford his deals. These people might as well. These are people that can afford his deals. They might as well be ghosts. They don't do anything but pretend to be free. All it takes is one hissy fit, and a deal will go sour for them.
They pass a shoe shine. It's an older, rough-looking man that has several teeth missing and fingers that have clearly been clipped off. He suffers a man using his services.
What happened to him?
A slave. A ghost that struck a bad deal. Each mistake means you lose something. Lose too much and you become useless. Become useless and pray Chevalier makes it swift.
What happens if a rich person's deal goes sour?
You become the accountant's pet.
They reach a massive, lively nightclub. To the side, electric boys and a middle manager fix equipment under heavy scrutiny of Minutemen.
Entering Eden is a deal in itself. No one is safe here, so remember, agree to nothing. We cannot protect you from him.
Quinn nods as they enter the club. Interior, the accountant's place, continuous. Chevalier points to a table. The three sit. All of the patrons in the bar are clean, pretty, clearly rich. Cass rubs his nose at them. Asa and Quinn stare back at their gawking faces. Eventually, they return to their night outs. A waitress walks from behind the bar. She is attached to the bar with a long chain that has a bar surgically implanted through her bloody calf. Amelia recoils when she sees this.
She tried to run a few weeks ago. I convinced her to stay. I told her what I'd do if I saw her try to file her way out.
Chevalier puts his hand on Quinn's shoulders and rubs.
I'll tell the master you're here.
Chevalier leaves as the waitress returns to the bar. Quinn breathes out sharply as she watches Chevalier leave. Other workers also have disfigurements, which Quinn notices as she scans the room. The disparity between rich and poor, obvious. A few people dance on a dance floor at the front of the club. Cherries and Cream by Remy Wolf, or similar, plays as the previous song ends. Quinn lingers at this, a brief smile in the chaos. Quinn taps Asa's arm and points to Cass.
Maybe you should ask him to dance.
I've been here 100 times and never thought to dance.
This is your last chance.
What about you, Quinn? Who are you going to dance with?
Quinn looks surprised, but she smiles.
I've had the opportunity to dance 100 times, but never thought to do it.
Even Superman takes time for himself when he's done saving the world. Maybe stop hating one person so much you don't have time for yourself.
Good advice.
Asa stands and pokes Cass's arm. Cass looks at him, then takes his hand when it's given. The two walk to the dance floor and slowly dance together to the song. Quinn looks down at her hands again. They're shaking.
Who do I want to be?
Cass and Asa watch as the other people on the dance floor leave. They laugh.
Well, at least I know how it's going to feel when I take you home to my parents.
Cass shakes his head.
Do you think I'd be a good partner? I don't know that my exes would give me a particularly glowing review.
I've only had flings with mostly closeted hunters, so let's figure this out together.
What do we do first?
Find their families.
I agree. It's going to be quite a road trip. Then we settle down, sell our life story for $1 million.
100 million.
I like the way you think.
Chevalier approaches them.
You have 5 minutes.
Cass and Asa grab their things from the table, and Quinn joins them as they go into the accountant's office. Interior, the accountant's office, continuous. Chevalier opens the door and lets them into the room. The accountant is sitting at his desk. The room looks like a rich study with green accents and dark brown wood. There is a big glass wall to the left, and on the right, a bunch of accounting books.
Please beware, Chevalier has been chastised for sealing my calculated correctly novel. What can I help you with? The price of any deals has tipped in my favor given the day we've had together.
You know where Allegra Bianchi is.
Yes, I do. My predecessor stole her from the hospital shortly before I usurped him. I've done him the kindness of keeping her. He now looks over her, always out of reach for the rest of eternity.
A door behind the glass wall opens, and someone falls into a room behind the glass. Quinn jumps when the person slams against the glass. It's muffled, but they're screaming something, banging over and over again.
The rich are already a useless lot. I expect their failure, and oh, how I absolutely love this part.
A mimic enters the room. The person screams and backs up against the glass. They fight, but the mimic overcomes and takes the person's face into their mouth and vomits. The accountant presses himself against the glass as the person, almost instinctively, crawls for the glass, reaching out. The person is sobbing, coughing up goo. The accountant smiles, rubbing circles around the person's face.
Why do they always do this? The amoeba hasn't done its job just yet, so there's no reason to reach out. They know they broke our deal, so why reach out to me? Maybe you know, Ghost. Or Soldier, I should say. Did you reach out to Home Sweet Home? Or did they snatch you? Make an unfair deal with you?
The accountant turns back to the three of them.
I can't prove it, but I know you killed one of my men at the crash. Not even a drop of pearlescence, but a bullet to the brain. And now a ghost in our midst. That wasn't part of our deal, Asa.
With everything the boss has given you, no less.
The person behind the glass presses his hand up before it slides down.
I understand letting Chevalier kill your friend was a bit much, but you have to understand, the books have to balance, or there'd be chaos.
You aren't as smart as you think.
The accountant turns back to the body, convulsing.
You've always been smart, Asa. You've been brave because of your little ragtag family, but as they've cracked, so have you. That last one was especially rough, I heard. Killed herself with sleeping pills, said the rumors. Not everyone is cut out for this. Oh, no. No shame in that.
Cass steps forward, but Asa catches him.
Anya made her choice. We all make choices.
What is the deal but a choice?
The accountant returns to his desk.
Clearly, you'd like to make a deal with me now.
A final deal.
I can assure you it will be.
We want to see Allegra Bianchi.
For some noble deed, no doubt. Bold of you to tell me in not so specific terms.
No way you'd want to leave this place.
The accountant smiles at Cass. He speaks in signs.
Indeed, you're right. This place exemplifies the human spirit. Hedge funds were such a droll form of exploitation. This is so much better. I am power here. Why leave? So, you want to see Miss Bianchi, and then?
We leave. You never deal with us again.
That's not a good deal. What's in it for me?
Whatever you want.
The accountant smiles. Chevalier does too.
I want home, sweet home.
Asa reaches into his bag and pulls out the book. He opens to a page towards the back and briefly looks over it. He closes it, then tosses it onto the accountant's desk.
That has all the locations of all of our traps, how to take care of our animals, plants, the water system. It even tells you our hideouts.
I want Cassio, the golden shot, the guardian angel, the lover. What a twist. I didn't know you had it in you, Asa.
Asa snaps to look at Cass.
No.
No deal, then. You think I've been learning sign language for fun? He was always going to be mine. You just didn't know it yet.
Cass is not something to give.
You are your uses. Isn't that one of your rules?
The rules of Home Sweet Home are done. You own it now, remember?
Fine. With no Cassiel, I'll give you 10 minutes for your house. After 10 minutes, consider yourself trespassers. I let Chevalier do whatever it is I let him do with trespassers.
Asa slams his hands down onto the accountant's desk.
15 minutes.
Huss, are you crazy? You told me he makes people slaves.
He's not going to make us slaves, and we're dead already.
The accountant smiles and shakes Asa's hand.
Chevalier, open the crypt, please.
Chevalier goes to the bookshelf and pulls a series of books. The bookshelf swings open. He opens a tightly sealed door that leads down into the earth. The accountant holds up his phone with 15 minutes on it. He hits the start button. Ozza, Cass, and Quinn pile through the door and into the crypt. Interior, crypt continues. The crypt is lit by color-changing LED lamps all along the ceiling. Philip Glass's String Quartet No. 5-3 pumps through a sound system. The hallways are narrow. At the end of the stairs, there is a fork.
Split up. We don't have time.
Cass goes down a hallway by himself, Quinn and Ozza the other. Interior, the pit, continuous. Cass comes out of a tight squeeze into a large room with a deep pit. Inside the pit are at least 20 puppets. He follows the edge of the pit, the changing lights causing the translucent skin of the puppets to shimmer and distract them. There's another path that leads him upstairs to the back side of the windowed room in the accountant's office. A hand grabs his backpack and rips him backwards, down the stairs. Cass rolls the entire length of them before sliding to a stop at the edge of the pit. Chevalier picks him up by the throat and smiles at him.
15 minutes is up. So sorry.
Cass grimaces. Chevalier pulls the umbrella from the side pocket of Cass's backpack and throws it against the wall.
I'll force him into the glass room, hands bound with your departed friend's teeth, and stand with the masters who watch him choke out what's left of his freedom.
Chevalier drops Cass into the pit. He smashes it against the ground and rolls.
A good friend would shoot himself now. If not, I'm going to have your puppet be the guest of honor.
Chevalier leaves. Interior, the vault, night. Quinn and Ozza come out of a tight hallway into a big room with a vault door. Ozza looks up, and above the doorway is a badly decomposed man in a fancy suit. His head is strapped to the wall, his arms and legs pinioned like a crucifix.
That's definitely Papa Eli.
We should get Cass.
Chevalier kicks Ozza forward. Quinn jumps to the side.
I'm sorry to say that your little angel is dead.
Chevalier comes upon Ozza and grabs him into a headlock. He inspects the side of Ozza's neck.
Clean enough.
He bites into Ozza and gnashes his teeth. Ozza screams in pain. Quinn jumps into Chevalier and pulls him away. Ozza drops. Quinn is slammed into the wall and slumps to the floor.
Oh, sorry. I saw a thing that happened. Where am I? Oh, you fucking bastard! That was in 15 minutes.
Chevalier dives at Ozza. He gets him to the ground, forces his hands behind his back, and gets the zip tie with Devon's teeth onto his wrist. He pulls the cord tight, and they dig into Ozza's skin. Bang! The fighting stops. Chevalier looks back, confused.
Only Cass has guns.
I'm not part of their group, fucker!
Chevalier digs into his coat and pulls out his own gun. Quinn aims, fires, but misses as Chevalier flings his jacket at her. His gun discharges, blood splatters across the wall. Interior, the pit, moments later. Cass backs himself into a corner. The puppets, disturbed by his fall, walk towards his position. He looks down at his gun. He digs into his pockets and pulls out his last magazine. He breathes. Cass fires a shot at a far puppet. It collapses in a spray of goo. Another shot to a puppet in the back. Another spray of goo shimmers in the shifting light. He picks off two more as they surround him. Dropping his pack, he digs frantically. Eyes wild, he stops. A crinkle. He looks out from behind one of the plastic bags. He pulls out one of the plastic bags they use to seal wounds. Cass looks behind him. They're almost on him. He sucks in a huge gulp of air and puts the bag over his head. Cass ties it off tightly around his neck. A puppet grabs him. Cass fights, but can't get away. It takes his head into its mouth, and it vomits. The goo slides off the plastic bag. It lets go, and Cass pushes it away. He lifts his weapon and opens fire. A blasted skull, and he's hit by a follow-up of pearlescent goo. He uses the collapsing body to dive through the crowd into the middle of the pit. He fires again. Cass drops the magazine and reloads the last one. A puppet knocks him to the ground. It climbs up his body. Cass wriggles and uses his body to shield the opening on his leg to the best of his ability. Bang! A puppet grabs him from behind and starts clawing at the bag as it vomits goo. Cass gets far enough away to get the puppet to its knees before finishing it off with another shot. Another shot rings out. Another. The magazine from his gun falls to the ground. Cass, breathing the bag in, completely out of air, rips at the edge of the bag, but it's too tight. He scrambles for his pack. In the side pocket, he pulls out a knife. Hands shaking, he carefully puts the knife near the edge of the bag and pulls it away. A second later, the goop-covered bag hits the ground, and Cass heaves a massive breath. He immediately starts pulling bodies to the edge of the pit. He stacks them. Interior, the vault, moments later. Chevalier comes upon the wounded Quinn, shot through the shoulder. He extends the gun, placing it at her head. A swift strike. Quinn stabs him with the knife from Mama's yurt. Chevalier drops the gun but gives a massive swing and smashes Quinn across the face. Her knife slides away towards Aza. Aza maneuvers and takes the knife, slowly working at the zip tie. Quinn, dazed, recovers enough to shoot Chevalier in the leg. The bullet rips through his knee and he collapses to the ground. She grabs his gun and pulls it towards her. Chevalier, nervous, raises his hand.
Is there a combination? Is there?
That wasn't part of the deal.
I'll make a deal with you, asshole. You tell us the fucking combination, and I'll blow your fucking brains out.
Well, we both know.
Bang! A bullet rips through his shoulder.
I'd be perfectly satisfied knowing someone like you is dead.
27 right, 18 left, 35 right.
Aza gets to his feet, wrists torn apart from teeth and plastic. His neck bleeds profusely. He stumbles over to the safe and enters the combination. He unlatches the vault. Inside, hanging from the ceiling in a bridge position, is a translucent woman. She shimmers like a diamond in the changing lights of the room. She doesn't move. She doesn't attack. It doesn't even look like she's breathing. She's covered in a dripping ooze that's clear, not pearlescent.
Quinn, what do we do?
Watch him. I'll get the samples.
Chevalier jumps on top of Quinn and bites at her neck. A shot rings out. Chevalier looks at her with his dark, soulless eyes before taking several steps back. His eyes cut to the sudden appearance of Aza, who stabs him several times in the chest and neck.
That wasn't part of them.
Chevalier collapses to the ground, holding his wounds, dead. Quinn fires a shot into his skull.
Just to be sure.
Cass slides to a stop as Quinn holds up both guns at him. He raises his hands.
Cass, where have you been? We could have used your help.
Cass gives him the longest, hardest look, then shakes his head.
Eat me.
We don't know what she'll do if we cut her, and we're both injured.
Shoot her.
We're not going to. Oh, sorry.
We're not going to shoot her, Cass.
No, that's not a bad idea.
Why are you so toxic?
If we get a sample from the external fluid and we get her internal fluid, that should be enough.
Okay, but where do we shoot her?
Well, the brain would probably be for the best. That's where the amoeba propagates.
It feels wrong. She didn't want all of this.
Quinn watches Cass signs, and again she gives him a knowing look, as if she understood. She taps Cass and looks him in the eye.
She doesn't deserve to be locked down here, kept from the person she loves either. She deserves to be free too.
Aza gives a look to Cass. Cass returns the look and nods. The three position the door as a barrier. Cass lines up a shot with his rifle. He pulls the trigger. Her head shatters into 1,000 gem-like pieces. Cass jumps behind the door as a fountain of thick, diamond-like fluid falls from her neck, radiating speckles of colored light all around the room. Quinn walks in. Using items from her backpack, she picks up skull fragments, collects the clear fluid from Allegra's body, and finally catches samples from her neck. The three step back.
Chevalier, enough playing. That fucking charlatan is banging down our gates.
The accountant stops in front of the trio. He looks down at Chevalier. His eyes return, nervous, jittery.
You killed him. That's not fair. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Cass draws his rifle, but can't get off a shot before the accountant runs.
Time to get the fuck out of here.
The three run. Interior, the accountant's office, moments later. A gunshot stops the trio as they exit the crypt.
After everything I've fucking done for you.
Cass shoots the windowed room. The shots disturb the puppet inside, and it bangs on the glass. With each bang, it grows weaker. The accountant screams and runs from the room.
We're almost there. He has a garage on the east side of Eden.
The glass continues to fracture. It gives way just as the trio exits the room. Exterior, Eden, night. The trio exits the accountant's place to a group of Minutemen with their guns drawn.
Kill them! Kill them!
Ozza, Cass, and Quinn dive to the right as the Minutemen open fire. They run around the veranda of the building, the barrage already destroying their cover. An explosion in the distance. They stop to see smoke rising towards the gates of Eden. Mother Neptune's voice bellows from a loudspeaker.
Come now, dear. Come to Mother, my little sweet. Forgive everything Mommy said to you earlier. Get the fuck out here, you little bitch!
The people of Eden, none fighters, flee like chickens with their heads cut off. The trio hide in the confusion as Minutemen run to the gate. Exterior, Eden Garage, night. The trio look on as Minutemen start up the engines of their high-end cars and burst out of the garage towards the gates as attendant opens a barricade. When the coast clears, the trio runs into the garage. Interior, Eden Garage, continuous. They throw all their equipment and gently place Quinn's bag in the back of a car.
Shit. We don't have any keys.
The book has information on hot wiring cars.
We don't have the book.
Out of the way!
Quinn gets under the console of the car and rips open wiring.
Knife!
Asa hands her his knife, still bloodied from Chevalier. She cuts some cords and begins tapping them together. The car hums before turning over.
I stole my mother's car when she told me I'd never get into Harvard.
Did you get into Harvard?
Yeah, did you get into Harvard?
First in my class, just to show her up.
They get into the car and stop at the barricade. The attendant, now in view, is a sunken woman with her mouth and eyes sewn shut. She turns her head to hear the engine and opens the gate. Quinn watches as she fades in the distance. Exterior, Eden, continuous. Ozza drives. He hands his phone to Quinn.
Tell me to be fucking ready.
Quinn calls. The phone picks up.
This better be my I'm coming to pick you up call.
Be fucking ready!
Don't have to fucking tell me twice.
Brace yourselves.
All three look forward at the very locked gate Ozza is driving towards. They all scream as the car hits it and the gate breaks open. The car swerves into the city streets. Exterior, downtown, night. The Rolls Royce barrels down the road. Ozza swerves to miss cars. They make several turns to avoid fighting between Minutemen and Mother Neptune's flock. Ozza turns on the radio.
Not say today was for the Libras. Those that stand and find balance in a cruel world. Help me, followers. Help Mother spread her doctrine of beauty and love. Help her reach the unwashed masses of the world. Help her ascend to the outside plane. She's late 20s, bad skin, has a haircut that doesn't fit her face, and her attitude sucks.
Wow, she seems to have your number.
Quinn turns off the radio.
She's definitely going to keep the Minutemen busy.
Exterior, Electric Town, outskirts, night. The car screeches to a halt in front of a smaller gate to the back area of Electric Town. Leet stands with Diode. She gives him a hug.
Remember to take as many 3-day weekends as possible. Fight for yourself. Fuck your boss.
Not in a sexual way, though.
They both laugh. Leet wipes a tear from her eye. She wipes one away from Diode's.
Be good. I'll teach all the terrible business philosophy you taught me.
You better. Take care of her. Oh, and thanks for the meme. I'm set for life.
Ozza waves at Diode. Leet throws her things into the trunk of the car, and she gets into the side where Quinn's bag is.
Other
Other
side!
side!
Hi, Lee.
The car peels away the moment Leet gets in.
Fuck you, old man.
Diode raises a middle finger as he watches the car turn away. Exterior, Home Sweet Home, night. The car pulls to a stop, still running, at the bottom of Home Sweet Home. Neptune's voice is heard over the radio.
She's still sieging Eden.
This won't take long.
It better not. We need to get out of here.
Cass and Ozza leave the car.
We have to.
They run towards an inconspicuous door at the side of the building. Ozza produces a key and they open the door. Interior, Home Sweet Home, hidden stairwell, continuous. Ozza turns on a flashlight.
You trust me?
You saw the book for 5 seconds. We've never used the staircase.
Crazy, right?
Ozza pulls Cass in for a long kiss and then pushes him away.
I trust you.
Then let's go.
They skip steps. They sidle around the edge of landings. They climb onto a railing and use it to walk up a flight. Interior, home sweet home, top floor, night. The boys crash through a door onto the top floor. They run towards the kitchen and disappear. When they reemerge, they have bags. Each starts on one side of the hall and enters the rooms of their fallen comrades. Interior, home sweet home. Anya's room, continuous. Ozza takes the tree figurine and the letter from Anya's desk. Interior, home sweet home. Devin's room, continuous. Cass pulls a wrench from the shelf and a letter. Interior, home sweet home. Blake's room, continuous. Ozza gets a library card and a letter. Interior, home sweet home. Sue's room, continuous. Cass grabs a string of piano wire and a letter. Interior, home sweet home. Elise's room, continuous. Ozza collects a stethoscope and a letter. Interior, home sweet home. Jaime's room, continuous. Cass finally grabs a farmer's almanac and a letter. Interior, home sweet home. Top floor, continuous. The boys meet in the hallway. They hold up their bags.
The chickens!
The boys run back out of sight. They come back with 2 cages, a chicken in each. Out of breath, they look around.
We're really leaving. We couldn't have done this without you. I couldn't have done this without you.
Cass gives Ozza a peck on the cheek. They walk to an elevator door and pry it open. The elevator is there. They enter. Interior, home sweet home. Elevator, continuous. All of the buttons on the panel have been removed except for floor 1. A post-it says, "One time use only."
Ready? Really no turning back now.
Cass nods. The button pushed. The elevator cascades into a free fall. The boys scream. The elevator catches suddenly, 3 floors to the exit. It slows before gently crashing on the bottom floor, dust flying out of the open shaft. The boys rub each other up and down to check if they're all right. Heavy breaths. They step out. Interior, home sweet home. Lobby, continuous.
Black only.
Cass looks down at the checkered floor. They step across. They reach the end of the lobby, and Ozza pulls one last key to unlock the padlocks barring the door. The door's open. The sound of the car rumbles softly on the side street. Exterior, North End, night. The car flies down the city streets. Downtown now becoming the North End, more residential, less city.
Do you know where you're going?
Cheshire. It's about 300 miles from here.
Why the fuck do I have to sit with the chickens?
The chickens cluck happily in the back seat with me.
Why would you not want to sit with the chicken?
You can sit with them.
Exterior, interstate, night. The car is parked at the side of the road. Everyone stretches their legs. Cass and Lead are taking a piss. Neptune's voice crackles on the radio, but it's faint and static. They're almost out of range. Ozza clicks the radio off. The sky is clear. The stars shine unnaturally bright and shimmer across the sky. Leet and Cass join Ozza and Quinn.
You think it's as bright outside as it is in here?
I'm going to make sure it is.
Cass bumps into Ozza. Their hands squeeze before letting go.
I'm scared, Cass.
Cass smiles.
Me too.
They're gonna let us through. I know it.
The 4 look back up to the sky. Exterior, exclusion zone perimeter, morning. The sun peaks over the horizon. The world is washed in pinks and oranges. The car drives along. In front of them, a massive concrete structure divides the city from outside. The road has words and lines written on it. The road has words and lines written on it. Turn back. Last chance. Stop here. All faded but present. The car pulls to the turn back line, and then when nothing happens, it edges to the last chance line. Then finally it rolls to a stop at the stop here line. A young soldier, no more than 18, stands up from a post at the top of the wall.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. It's people.
He grabs a loudspeaker.
You. Don't move any further.
The loudspeaker gets the attention of other soldiers, who flood the top of the wall. All of them raise their weapons. Cass, Ozza, Quinn, and Leet hold up their hands.
I'm Lieutenant Quinn Barlow. I was ordered to this exit by Colonel Yang. I've retrieved examples of the original amoeba. I need to report.
Colonel Yang, sir, we have a situation.
Cass and Ozza get especially close to each other. Cass looks to Ozza with a smile. Ozza smiles back, clearly terrified. An older Asian man with a mustache and a stern face climbs up the wall. He stares at them before taking the speaker.
Where's the sample, Barlow?
In the back seat, sir, next to our chickens.
Colonel Yang stops himself from laughing when the chickens cluck loudly.
We've sustained injuries but are not infected. Showers are required.
Who's with you?
An electrical engineer named Aza, the sharpshooter Cassiel, and a computer programmer called Lee. 4 passing through as promised.
Colonel Yang nods. He steps away. The soldiers still hold their positions, guns raised, an uncomfortable amount of time in a standoff before...
Open the gates already!
A breath out, hands dropped. Cass and Aza's grab a hold of each other. Cut to black. The gates opening sounds just as the credits begin to roll.
It's so dark in here now. When we started, it was light.
But now we have chickens.
And now we have chickens. I do love chickens. I almost forgot to save the chickens in the first draft. I was like, I have to save the chicken.
You never kill the chickens, you never kill the dog.
No.
That's
Rules of story writing.
The
I
cat
also-
cannot be trusted.
The cat kills you.
Exactly.
Anyway, well, here's lights.
Yay!
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Appreciate all of y'all. Do you want to get in and look at what other comments we've got?
Do you
Now
want to be
we're on
toxic
camera.
right now?
Well, yeah, thank you, everybody, for coming. I hope that you had a good time. Just thank you so much for being here. Oh, I have faces. What face should I use? Here's one that says "Qu'est-ce que c'est?" Does that make you happy?
Is that what you want?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like at a loss of what to say. So, "Qu'est-ce que c'est?" Little doggy. For a Courage the Cowardly Dog reference. But yeah, I hope everybody had a lovely time watching. Thank you so much. This is very helpful. I feel like I already know some things that I want to change around, and it's always fun doing these live because I read this like 14 times before I send it to people, and it's amazing the number of mistakes that I don't catch out there. So anyway, thank you. Unless anybody else wants to say anything, I'm gonna end the live stream.
Are you going to post it or going to stay posted?
Have a good night.
Hearts to chat.
Oh no, how do you end the live stream?
Oh God.
Yes.
No, this is just your life now.
Oh no!
You have to,
Oh, there it is. End stream.
I don't know what this
Finger
is.
hearts.
Oh,
Yes.
Finger heart.
Finger hearts.